intro song.
You're live.
Okay. Shit, I don't have my thing up. Meow. 1 second. Hey, does this come through? It doesn't.
I hear it. No, I hear that.
But are you hearing it through the mic or are you hearing it as its own input? I think it's probably coming through shitty. Hang on. Do you hear this?
Yep.
Were you hearing that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, then we're fine. All right, let me get the live ship up. All right, intro song. I wish that piece of cholesterol would just break free. I wish that piece of chicken fat would deliver me. Imagine how that little guy would not be forgot. Give that orange man a stroke, be my favorite blood clot. Here we go to the show once again. Will this nightmare end? There's one guy who that's not right, who can end it all. And he's made of grease. Then we can do that's your song today. That's your song. That's your intro song for today. That's your intro for today. Your intro for today. Ari was apparently hasn't been watching lately. Ari's unaware that there's musical bits in the shows now. Don't lie. I hate when you guys lie.
Oh, no, that was great. No.
It was funny, but people saying I can genuinely sing is not a welcome lie in my life. I know I can't. So you don't have to. I can carry a tune. That is not the same thing at all. Anyway.
Oh, people in the talk are very confused, but also appreciative of it. Already got a W song.
Welcome, everybody, to Calling It Now. It is January 27th, 2026. I am joined by, are we locked in? Are we a recurring every Tuesday ship? Is this going down?
Yes.
Excellent. Also, I think the audience from Chewed Gum has already joined, or at least I hope so. We are here to take calls preferably. Which way is that? Preferably. That's a thing, right? Preferably. Ooh, that's much better. That's why I fucked it up. Preferably.
Okay.
From MAGA. We would like MAGA. Oh, is Chewed Gum still in their super chat phase? That's all right. They'll send their audience over here very shortly. Once they're done with that, we are wanting to talk to MAGA. We want to hear you out. We want to explain to you why we disagree. And this time, look, Sunday I was angry. As I said on the show, I don't think I was capable of putting on a very good show on Sunday because it felt like on Saturday, a man was murdered and we all saw it. And a lot of people were still trying to make it work. A lot of people were still trying to pretend it was his fault, that he had done something to provoke it. He did nothing to provoke. He didn't even, he did not do anything that warranted the use of and this is the fucking sad part, is we should be discussing this too. They did not do enough to warrant the use of the pepper spray they used on him. All he tried to do was help a woman up who they had just shoved because they are fucking bullies. Like that's who these people are. And right now we're having to have discussions about whether or not they are justified in killing people for non-compliance, essentially. That's what we're having our discussions about, is killing people. When, by the way, their overuse of pepper spray is also super fucked up. Like, there are videos of they go out of their, once they start spraying, I just saw a video where it was like a kind of older lady. They pepper sprayed her. She turns away and starts walking off, holding her face. The guy like does 3 little half run steps and sprays her more as he's walking away. She's walking away, like cranes his arm to spray her more, which means at that point you're doing it out of like it's vengeful pepper spraying. And we're not even talking about all that kind of shit. We're talking about whether or not it's okay that they're killing, even though they're also abusing their powers in multiple ways, because that's obviously a bigger deal. But I feel like the discussion about how much they are abusing their power is getting lost in the fact that we have to discuss whether they can murder. It's just really fucking bleak right now. Everything's just so fucking... But anyway, the reason why I say a little bit of an olive branch, a little bit of a... We can talk things out. We can chat, MAGA. Is it seems like a lot of you are realizing it was bullshit. Is that because Donald Trump is signaling that he sees a problem with it? That they can't deny it any longer? Is it because the administration has demoted Greg Bovino? And basically said, we don't want this guy here anymore? Is it because days are looking bleak for Kristi Noem? Because you guys all know that what they said at their press conferences, even if you think he shouldn't have been interfering with police, the things that they said were lies. And then Todd Blanche went out and tried to gaslight America while complaining that you guys are trying to gaslight us. No one's even saying, what did he say in his stupid thing? Todd Blanche tried to say, no one is comparing this to true domestic terrorism. And then you can literally right after that play the clip of Kristi Noem saying it was by definition domestic terrorism, and Greg Bovino saying he went there with an intention to massacre agents and that they stopped a massacre from happening.
Yeah, they went hard on that one for no good reason.
The narratives are fucking crazy. But the reason why I think we can have a talk now is I think a lot of MAGA sing through it. And now I want to know, first of all, MAGA, call and talk to us. Tell us if you've seen through it, or if you still want to defend the death of Alex Preddy. How? Upon what basis? Oh, my apologies if y'all can hear when the videos autoplay here. Upon what basis are you able to come in and say that that death is still justified? But also, if you want to actually talk and say it wasn't justified, I want to know after this and all of the shit he has done with affordability, all of the shit he's doing with tariffs, which is a tax on you, with this being his vision for America and what supposedly you guys voted for, do you still support him or are you done with him? That's what I want to know. Anyway.
Well, I mean, he's not done with Kristi Noem for whatever ungodly known reason. So there is that part.
Yeah. We talked about it a little in the podcast. Y'all will see it. Or wait, that podcast came out today, right? My brain is so fucking fried right now. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
So the episode, it's tough because there's a bunch of people around where I'm like, the only way I can make this work in my head, why you would keep letting these people in these positions embarrass you like this. But it's a sexist thing to say is that I think they're fucking. And so I think the only reason you would let somebody embarrass you like that and not let them go, this is the only explanation I have for why Pete Hegseth is getting away with so much. I think they're fucking. What would we say, Kristi Noem? Oh, Kristi Noem, yeah, maybe too. But Pete Hegseth is definitely fucking Donald Trump. Can we all be so clear right now? They are in love. They have a love that is deep. It's a love deeper than heterosexual couples can even really understand, I think. I think that they like to, let's do the thing. Go ahead and put your arms around me. Let's put on the Celine Dion song. We like to do Titanic. You know, Melania's not here, so we go up on the balcony. We keep everybody's eyes over there. That's why we're destroying the ballroom. You're all looking at the ballroom, but I get to be Rose. He's Jack. That's just so everybody knows, Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump are 1000% having sex.
I mean, if you listen to South Park, it's Elisa, Trump, and
JD
Vance. That was still the hilarious thing.
The like, it's so funny how you can just interchange so many of them because the brown nosing thing with Pam Bondi on there, That's literally like, who doesn't have absolute shit on their face? Like, fucking, oh God, the way Stephen Miller tongue massages Donald Trump's prostate 17 times a day.
Oh God.
Like just slips up in there and just gobbles it up. Okay, anyway, MAGA for real. I know this imagery is disgusting, but call in and we'll have a regular discussion. I just really, I am mourning right now the loss of my old liberal self in a way. Because I've not been a liberal for a while, but that real hopefulness that we're going to be able to win a war of ideas out of this, that like you can just keep making better points and you'll win in the end, where it's literally like, guys, we're now watching videos of executions and the guys are like, did you see the people on Reddit with the conspiracy that it was not Reddit, Facebook with a conspiracy that it was a cell phone gun? That it's made to look like an iPhone, but it actually converts into a gun.
It's a gun. Oh, we have a transformer gun. Is that what it is?
Here, I'll send you. I've got it.
That's hilarious.
I've got it. This is going to drive you fucking nuts. I hope, because if it doesn't, what are you even doing here? If you can't match my energy, why are you here? Okay. Anyway, here is I gotta. There's this other. There's a different Ari in my contact list that I keep almost texting, and it's an Ari I never want to text. I gotta change that contact. I'm just gonna change their name to Never.
I had no idea these were possible. What the heck? Yo. Oh, the top comment is great. Do they also have a product that looks like a brain but folds out to reveal that it's actually whale diarrhea?
So the thing with it, guys, is that to us it's funny because we're seeing the comments on Reddit. The Facebook people, where from whence these posts come, and I'm not kidding, I've seen it unironically shared on Threads. Let me see if I can like hold it up to the camera enough so people can kind of make it out. This is the conspiracy. And if you guys find that photo, the fucking bananas thing is, it's clearly not even the same model of phone.
No, it doesn't even look anything like it.
You can see that this guy has an iPhone with the like square up top, not the even smaller one. I think the generation prior has the square up top with the LED right there. You can see that that's what Alex was holding. And this one doesn't even have an LED, and it has like a square. Like a square phone in just the center, not off to the side. Anyway, the whole thing makes me want to fucking get on a midnight train to
anywhere but here.
What are the ways you're allowed to joke about suicide on the internet now? I don't know. I know that it's a very fraught thing to say. Never joke about it, guys. Ever. What's that?
Take the forever sleep?
Yeah. Well, that's the way you're allowed to say it. There are people who have the you're never allowed to joke about it, which actually is funny because it's technically ableist to request that of people, because joking about it is actually a coping strategy for a lot of people who do have suicidal ideation and deep depression. So it's this ironic thing where they're like trying to be like really advanced, and it's actually like you're actually fucking people over and consigning them to worser feelings. But anyway.
Oh, dang.
I know. I do digress. I just hate everybody on every side. I wish I liked the people on my side more. But have you met them? They're pretty shit. I like everybody who works at the line and no one else. Just kidding. I like that. You right now watching was like, did Jimmy just say he disliked me? You specifically I like, but no one else.
If you had to question it, then the answer is he likes you. If you're like, cool, he doesn't like me, then you're not it.
No, actually, the people who would be stoked for me not to like them, I probably do like. Don't have heroes, people. They will let you down. They will always let you down. Yeah, I remember alternative facts. Her husband, George Conway, her ex-husband, is running as a Democrat for either, it may just be Congress. I don't think he's going for a senatorship yet. Anyway, Listen, MAGA, if you would like to talk, we'll hear you out. The phone number is, I forgot it, 336-543-2101, 336-543-2101. Do not bother on TikTok requesting to join. That is not how we do it here. You must call in from a phone, 336-543-2101. International callers can get a link out of the description, though there is a decent chance that we just won't take you also. Because it's like, I don't really care if you are pro-MAGA and you live in like Switzerland. First of all, everybody there hates you.
Yeah, that's true.
If you like it so much, move here.
Why
Become
would they
a
want to move
citizen.
here? I actually had somebody that called and that was very angry that I wouldn't talk to him so much that he like called back just to call me a see you next Tuesday. And it was an Australian MAGA. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is that supposed to just hurt my feelings that some random person from Australia who has no idea what's going on in American politics wants to call in and praise Trump?
You're devastated.
So devastated. It hurt my feelings big time.
I was trying to find myself an online Australian MAGA husband, and I feel a step further away. Okay? I feel
just out of my grasp.
I was ready to come and be a housewife, sweep up all the deadly spiders around.
That's the one like crazy thing about freaking Australia, right? So the sad part is, and this is going to be a little bit crazy, we actually have an Australian MAGA that kind of lurks in my server.
We do too. Oh, I don't know about server, but we have a I've heard his feelings many times.
Oh, well, this is a woman.
Oh, okay.
And she found herself an American MAGA because he couldn't find a woman that wanted to touch him in America.
You'll be my American mag. Mag.
So he had to go find somebody else in a whole other country that would be willing to touch him.
So far, MAG is not calling. Nobody's even called to call the call screener names, which that's literally the level of unhinged we've been getting in callers lately. These the MAGAs who are less reasonable to talk to, who melt down just from being asked by the screener, like, what state are you calling from? We even made it easier for them because we knew so many people would do this. The screener no longer asks what your pronouns are. They ask, would you like to provide your pronouns? And they'll still melt down even at that. And then it'll be like, cool, in a few words, what are you calling about? And people will melt down and be like, why am I getting all these questions? I just want to get on and talk. Why are you being such a bitch? Blah, 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 blah. Like they're just fun. They're just so fun.
I've seen that.
Don't forget, everybody, that the 30th is the national boycott. We are boycotting everything. I think. Are we boycotting the channel? Am I allowed to stream? Hey guys, do you all know what's supposed to... Listen, I'm going to be honest. I keep hearing people talk about it. If somebody in chat wants to inform me what the rules of the boycott are, that would actually be extremely helpful because I don't actually know. Do you know the boycott this Friday?
No, this is all news to me.
I keep hearing about. I'm not even joking. Even the liberals are spreading it. Usually, this is more of a leftist thing. Even the libs are like, hey guys, maybe we should do this one. Maybe we should. Unless this is a lib one, and then it's going to be like, okay guys, make sure to boycott everything but Starbucks because we have to have our bucks. Anyway, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know.
Chrissy, what's the boycott about? Someone is telling me there is a boycott, but I haven't heard anything about it.
I'm just going to ask AI. That's the most fucked up way. What are the rules of this Friday's national boycott? Am I allowed to stream on Friday? Because it might be fun to do. By the way, this Saturday, thankfully, this Saturday isn't the boycott. LionCon Online Live featuring myself, Aaron Ra, and Eric of Skeptics and Scoundrels will be this Saturday for patrons over at patreon.com/calltheline. So we all give a little speech about something, and then we do an hour-long Q&A with the three of us. You won't want to miss that at patreon.com/calltheline for everybody on the $15 and up tier. Okay, the rules do not work. People are urged to withhold their labor for the day, calling out, walking out, or otherwise not working if they can safely do so. Okay, nobody has to work on Friday. I just found out. Let me just put that in.
It says ICE out now, nationwide shutdown, no work, no school, no shopping this Friday. Yeah. Time to shut it down. Okay. I see it, Chrissy. I got it open.
Am I allowed to self-produce? I mean, technically, Luthien works for me and would be my producer. And so I assume the boycott is supposed to be no labor because she would be labor. But we also bang. So is there an exception for laborers you're sleeping with? For the record, we were sleeping together first. There was a period of time where there's all this free time. You know what would be really great? To have somebody I truly trust more than anybody in the world be able to help me out with it's the tale as old as time. Wonderful. Anyway, are we allowed to stream? And if so, do I need to self-produce? Because otherwise she'll still be at the same computer. She'll just be playing what is that Disney game called? Dreamlight Valley.
Disney game.
Jimmy, sexual harassment is not a boycott excuse. It does not end at harassment, I assure you. Let's see. No school. Don't attend school activities. That's cool. So it's like no shopping, no non-essential shopping for the full day, which means, people, if you know you are going to have essentials, go out of your way to do it Thursday or Saturday. Come on, people. Don't do it.
Yeah, shop on a different day. There are plenty of days that you can shop on.
Voluntary activism is not labor. No. She's paid. I wouldn't ask her to produce for free that day. Fundraiser and all money on Friday streams is donated to anti-ICE groups. I could consider doing something like that. My problem is the way YouTube Givings works. I doubt we have. So if we were going to do a charity stream on Friday, we would want the beneficiary to be somebody who's logged in with YouTube Giving. Otherwise, you would be giving 55 or maybe 65% to that. We would pass along that, and 35% of it went to YouTube. So in other words, let's say we picked a group that we were going to focus that on. First of all, we wouldn't be able to pass it along until the end of February, and this is funds that kind of need to happen sooner. So we'd have to figure out the way we were going to do it, because I don't want, to raise $10,000 for whatever group and YouTube literally gets 3,500 of it. It would need to be a YouTube Giving registered NPO, because YouTube covers all of those fees. So I would have to do some research on who that applies to. We do have some calls getting screened here. We'll talk to them here in just a moment and see. Okay. Let's see. No essential shopping duration, 12, basically midnight to midnight. The storm we had was on purpose. Economic blackout. The goal is to make the economy fail while Trump is in office, like they did with COVID. Well, that can't be the goal. One day wouldn't do that. You'd have to do a boycott month, at least. And I don't think anybody's goal is to make the economy fail. I don't think that's what the goal is. I think to make the stock market take a hit for a day and to say, hey, keep fucking pushing with us, we can fight back, that might be a thing. But to make the economy fail, that is a thing that wouldn't hurt Trump and would hurt the people participating in the boycott. Anyway.
Yeah, that's also true.
So an economic blackout. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's talk to Cortez in New Jersey. Cortez in New Jersey, you are on the line with Jimmy and Ari. How are you, Cortez?
I'm good.
Good. What are you calling in to share with Jimmy and Ari?
I don't think when it comes down to the political scape of things, for me, the recent killing, I was totally against it, but I don't know what, how people are organized. I really see is more crazy. It's not no really unit of a solid message.
Did you grasp that? What are you asking?
So Are you just
If you-
saying that the Democratic Party, as you know it, that's representing themselves in Congress and across the United States, that they just don't have a unified message?
I'm talking about the whole thing. I'm talking about from Congress. I'm talking about from people. I mean, I understand people are angry and upset, but at the same time, it's almost a losing battle if it's no strategy in it.
No, it's not a uniparty. I think that's like what a common misconception is, right? Is that it's not just a party of strictly Democrats, right? You have Democratic Socialists mixed into the party. You have Zoran Mamdani, who's a Democratic Socialist. AOC is, I guess, now being a Democratic Socialist. And then you have Bernie Sanders, who is technically an independent, but also is a Democratic Socialist. So it's not a uniparty. They're not going to have the same message to give. The United States of America is also just a conglomerate of people that have different ideology. They're not going to, we shouldn't have a hive mind.
Okay, but if the message is not clear, how can people understand it?
What message isn't clear?
The message of policy or action or behavior, if everybody acting like lunatics and not really trying to affect impact in a way that I can see both sides when it comes down to people rioting and people being in the street and protesting and sometimes acting stupid when they know that it's going to be a punishment for their actions, and then they cry about it, and I'm like, I can't jump on board. Like, I can jump on board for the cruelty that's happening right now, and I can say the ICE officers are being cruel, are being very terrible. But if you antagonize the situation and you on TV talking about, well, they're doing this, they're doing that, it's easy for someone to come around and be like, look at your actions.
I don't understand like this whole, and then they're crying about it when things go bad, when they knew it was going to be a fraught situation. Like, do you think that it is wrong for people who fought in the civil rights movement? They were fighting against injustice. They knew then unjust things were going to happen to them by the government. They quote unquote cried about it when those things happened, even though they were predictable. Do you believe that if you are fighting against tyranny, if the tyrants resist you, start hurting you, that you should stay quiet and just be like, well, we saw it coming, so we're going to not be loud about the abuse of power by the tyrants?
Martin Luther King was loud, and Martin Luther King was a great man. Yes,
what happened to Martin Luther King?
He got shot, and with some people.
And was that predictable? Was that predictable?
Yeah, it was.
And so would you describe people complaining about, would you have used the same language, people complaining about him being shot and that being unjust? Would you use the same language? I don't understand why they're crying about it when they know that that's the risk they're taking.
Well, if I was back in the days of civil rights, I'd probably be one of the persons that had nuance. Yeah, he should have not been shot. But if you're going to
would you have described the people who were complaining about that as crying about it, like you just did with the people who are, yes, what happened to Alex Preddy was predictable. It doesn't make it less tragic. Are school shootings right? But that's the point you were making, was that they shouldn't be crying about it. Should we cry about school shootings in this country, even though they're predictable?
We can talk about it, but if we don't have a plan, we're just crying.
Okay, and so your problem is there is no plan, right?
There's no plan.
Okay, can you name one Kamala Harris policy from 2024, I mean?
No.
Right. So you don't actually know that there are no plans. I don't think the Democrats have adequate plans. I would even complain about the plans they have. Right now, the plan is probably try to win the midterms, and they're probably going to fuck that up by trying to not give a clear progress prioritized map. But they are going to, the plan right now is probably get back power in the midterms and impeach the motherfucker, which it should be. That should be their plan, and they should actually run on it. But they're going to be fucking cowards and say, like, if that's where the investigations go, it's where they go. We've all seen it we've all seen it with our own eyes. The man is guilty and deserves to be, for many reasons, deserves to be impeached.
Yes.
Plus, he already said he knows it's coming up. Sorry, there's a delay.
If you don't have any... Sorry. No problem. Go ahead. I apologize. You were speaking.
No, you're good, Cortez. I was just letting you know there is a slight delay.
All right. Thank you. I'm just saying that if I'm being practical, if I can say Black Lives Matter when it comes to the company and the slogan, they messed up. I believe in, I'm African. I believe in African lives. But if you don't have a program or a system or a policy, how do you think people is going to look at it? They're going to be like, what am I buying into? Good words? No action?
But Tim. Cortez, we've already established you don't actually know whether there is a plan. You're just not aware of it.
I don't see it on TV.
Do you feel like if it's just because... Which channels are you watching?
I watch both. I watch CNN, and then I watch Fox too. I can say they tell bullshit. Both sides are kind of.
No, we wouldn't describe, neither Ari nor I think, I don't want to speak for Ari, would say that CNN and Fox News represent the two sides. Yes, CNN and I have less in common than CNN has with, like, the Nazis. CNN is to the left of Fox News a little. That doesn't mean that they are left. And you should definitely get off TV, and you should start investing in parties. You should see what is the actual platform of the DSA, for example, the Democratic Socialists of America. You should see what other parties and other people, and find out what their actual plans are. It says here, Cortez, you're in New Jersey, right?
Yes.
Who are your senators?
I don't know. They don't sell nothing to me. They just talk
Wait, Cortez, you don't know who your senators are?
No. I mean, did they ever put $1 million in my pocket? Why would
$1 million?
They don't even have $1 million.
What senator ever has ever given $1 million to anybody? By the way, one of your senators is like one of the people who consistently polls highest amongst the Democrats for who's going to run for president and have a shot at the presidency in the future. So the senator who you don't know about might even be the president in 2029, for example.
Okay, but that's not going to help me as a blue-collar man. What's that going to do for my situation?
No. Really, what I'm pointing out is you're calling in and saying there is no plan. How the fuck would you know that, Cortez? You are politically unengaged. Who's your governor?
I don't know.
You don't know who the governor of your state is? Can you name one politician in New Jersey? How about your mayor? Anybody?
No.
Do you have a friend who's on a city council or a school board?
No.
Fuck you, Dylan, dude. Cortez, did you vote in 2024?
No, I'm 39 years old. I have never voted in America because America doesn't really care about my culture. So I'm not going to play the rat game.
No offense, then don't call into a political live stream.
Yeah, you don't have a valid political opinion if you don't even know who the political figures affecting your life are.
Yeah, or how do you feel about never voted?
How do you feel about the taxes in your state?
Shitty.
Okay, and what do your taxes primarily go to in New Jersey?
I mean, it's supposed to go to the roads. It's supposed to go to the police. It's supposed to go to this and that. But when it comes down to me talking to regular folks and talking about our paychecks and stuff like that, for me, I look at the reality of who I'm talking to. And a lot of times in New Jersey, it ain't looking good. for either
So
side.
to be
It's
clear,
not
you want us
ridiculous.
to have sympathy for you because you think your tax dollars are not going to good places. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But you don't actually engage even at the local level to try and influence basically who's setting your tax codes for the state.
For me, I'm an advocate for disabled people, and for me,
Okay.
I work my way into that. For me, when it comes to political, it's very toxic. It's very, oh, you don't believe in my party, so we ain't gonna talk.
Which
And then
party
the
is
guns
better for
come out,
disabled people, Republicans or Democrats?
I don't know. It's still the same game.
No, it isn't.
I'm gonna promise you this.
I'm not even a Democrat, and I can tell you definitively Democrats are way better for not just disabled people, also disabled veterans, also veteran benefits in general, despite the fact that Republicans love to run on it. Veteran benefits get expanded under Democrats and they get reduced under Republican. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Ari with their encyclopedia here.
The DEIA, which everybody forgets the A off that acronym, was literally for accessibility. ADA was passed under a Democrat. Like the no longer being able to purchase insurance because you have a pre-existing condition, that was done away under the Democratic Party. Like, sir, you advocate for people with disabilities, but you're not getting involved with politics, the politics that would actually help individuals with disabilities. And now we have Donald Trump in office who's rolling back access to Social Security, disability, Medicaid, and SNAP EBT benefits for those individuals that can't work. You're a contradiction to yourself.
I'm in touch with those kind of people. I'm on board.
No, you're not. You don't even know the mayor. You don't even know your mayor. You don't know your governor. You don't know either of your two senators in Congress. I definitely can't expect you to know which district you're in for your voting. By the way, it's Mickey Sherrill is your governor, and then you have Andy Lim and Cory Booker as your two senators in Congress.
I was going to fuck with him, and I was going to give him the name of 3 senators and see if he could even figure out among them which one.
I'm always jumping ahead of you.
It doesn't matter to me because I'm on groups working with disabled people that sometimes I disagree how they're going to do policy or mail it out. But my whole point when it comes to politics is that a lot of people are saying, why would I buy into a rat game if they are not coming to my door? They are not.
You're not even playing in the game. Policy. I don't even think you should concern yourself with the rat game. You're not even playing. You're not even a contestant. You don't get involved in politics. You're not playing. By the way, you also have a millionaire's tax in New Jersey, which helps fund your state, which is why New Jersey is the 3rd best in education in the country. 3rd or 2nd. The other one's Connecticut. First one is Massachusetts. You can argue with it. It's statistically true.
Cortez, you can sit there and say you advocate for disabled people. If you advocated for disabled people, not only would you get involved with elections, it wouldn't even be the presidential election, though you should. It wouldn't even be the senators. It'd literally be city councils. It would literally be the most, as far as your day-to-day life goes, local laws actually affect you more than any other law. Yeah. And you would be getting involved with your city council, with your mayors, with anybody who's at a local level, even the school boards, if you also care about disabled kids, and you're calling in to complain about the politics that are happening that you are unaware of. And this is how unaware I suspect you are. I'm going to name 3 people. She just told you their names. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah,
Angus King, Andy Kim, Peter Welch. Which one of them is one of your senators?
I didn't get the last one, but the last name. But for me, I help disabled people live their
Angus
life.
King, Peter Welch, Andy Kim. Which one is your senator?
I do. The last one, probably. I don't know. Like I told you, I don't pay attention to that game.
You don't even pay attention to me talking. Yeah, we can tell you don't pay attention.
Cortez, I'm sorry. You don't have a valid opinion here. You don't. You aren't politically involved. You don't get to complain about anybody else's politics, period.
No,
you don't.
So
you don't.
How? Why?
Because you are politically unengaged. No matter what you and I talk about here, You are going to continue to not vote and just complain about what happens to you. You are the dude sitting around doing fucking nothing and complaining about what everybody else is up to. You are every girl's least favorite boyfriend. The one who had all the plans for how great he was going to be and how much better he is than everybody else at guitar and making music, at this and that, and how important it's going to be that they hear him one day, and then sits around and does nothing but keeps giving on his like stupid opinions of like, actually, it's popular to hate the Beatles, and that's the only reason why people do. But Imagine Dragon fucking sucks. My Chemical Romance guitar is just noise. That's who you are right now. You are that boyfriend that every woman looks back and goes, the only positive about that relationship was learning the kind of man I should never be with. That's you, but politics.
So for me,
you should just stop talking, Cortez. No, I would explain. I'm not trying. Actually, I am trying to be mean at this point. If you don't actively go out of your way to engage about politics, but you just sit back and you scream, you're the person that is watching a high school football game from your phone over a Facebook Live, screaming at the screen when the fucking high school stadium is 2 minutes down the road. You could walk to it in 2 minutes, drive to it in 30 seconds, and it was free for you to get in. You don't care.
So are you saying to me that it's more important to be in politics than actually talking to the victim or a person that's under that policy?
Right. False dichotomy. That's literally a false, what is it? False crisis. What's the fallacy called? False, is it false crisis? False. It's a word like that. I'm just blanking on it. Not a false dichotomy, not a false crisis. Somebody in the chat, tell me what it is. You are basically saying like, oh, so you're saying I shouldn't eat healthy vegetables. I should only drink healthy drinks. And false dilemma. It is not. The dilemma you just gave is not true. You should advocate and talk to victims and then show you fucking heard them by going and participating in the systems that will make their lives better. In fact, at a certain point, if you're showing up to victims acting like you're there to help and you only plan to listen, if you aren't disclosing that, then you're actually not helping. If you're telling people I'm here to only listen and that's all I'm going to do, you could say that that's arguably something. Cortez, if you were to become the senator, what would be the number one, what would be your priority policy? What would you work on making sure? What would be the number one priority of your Senate?
I would do what good cops are trying to do, build a bridge of communication with the local people, like Martin Luther King did. Before he went into policy, before he was talking all that noise, he did the Civil March movement. Now, did everybody come that was African in America? No. There's a lot of people that was African talking to him like you're disrupting the social mainframe in America.
So you don't actually have a policy. You're just saying you would talk to the people more.
Yes, and hold a live conference in my community.
And what is that called? What is that specifically called?
Talking in public, like preaching in public, like preaching.
They're called town halls, right?
I don't need a place. I just need a street corner.
If you're the senator, you get more than a street corner. Cortez, at this point, what are we even doing? Honestly, at this point, I feel like continuing this is just making fun of you.
How is making fun of me?
Because you don't realize how bad you're doing.
Sir, Cortez, I'm going to tell you this. Find out, Cortez, find your county hall. Find out who your board is, like who makes up your board of county commissioners, and go to their fucking meetings and talk to them. And also get your voter registration or shut up.
I did have it, but what would it make a deal about?
Yeah.
What would it make a deal?
Well,
I'm just
you're not
asking.
doing shit to change anything by sitting back and not getting involved in politics. You listening to people and not doing anything to act upon what they've told you, what you've learned from them, isn't helping anybody. Go get involved.
Cortez,
Policy
how much have
doesn't
you had to
really
drink
help
tonight?
people.
Hey, Cortez, how much have you
I
had to
didn't
drink
drink.
tonight?
I didn't
Bummer.
drink.
That's a bummer.
Maybe
All
start.
right, Cortez. Well, I think we're just going to let it go there. What's even the point of continuing? You have a delightful evening, Cortez.
All right, Joe.
Don't drink and call. Oh, goodness sakes. This winter's calling back. Do I care? MAGA, we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear somebody who's actually politically involved. If you have complaints about the system, boy, so do I. And if you want to talk about the things that we should do different and the things that we say are wrong, you can talk about that. If you want to find out whether we agree with your political positions, we can do that. Obviously, anybody who obviously already knows, it's not an open mic thing, but we can have those discussions. But if you're going to call in with a political opinion, know who your fucking senators are. Okay? Know who your governor is.
Oh, apparently in 2025, New Jersey's ranked now number 1 in education. Dang, they moved up.
It's impressive. All right. We're going to, I guess, take this call, even though we have a history of extreme bad faith, right off of the jump. But I'll try not to poison the well too much. I'll even try and lower my bias against this caller as we go, because I have a feeling that they're going to make the case for me better than I'll need to myself. We're talking to Tim in Florida. Tim is calling back. Tim in Florida. How are you, bud?
How you doing? I heard
Just
you
fine.
slipping my name out there. Must have been on your mind, huh?
When did that just happen? Oh, you're talking about with the last caller? No, it's because I have the call notes in front of me and I was looking for the guy's name. I needed to scroll up, so I read the name that was there. It was actually, I so little think about you that I had to think extra to recognize that caller wasn't Tim. All of you people with these ridiculous opinions run together for me. You're basically the same guy. Anyway, Tim, how old are you?
Yes. I'm about 30 years old.
About 29 and 11/12.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. All right, what do you want?
Anyways, bud, so remember how you insisted
Bud.
to me that under affirmative action that there was not racial discrimination?
Under affirmative action, there is not racial discrimination. I think that's a way you could summarize it. I have a feeling you're going to bad faith try and remove the nuance of, I also wouldn't have said it that way. But
never mind.
In fact, affirmative action balances discrimination that exists against black people, and then white people take that as my white kid is being denied something, even though they benefited from the system of oppression that put the black kid in that position in the first place, that we need to balance it. So discrimination, it obviously exists because it's why affirmative action would be necessary. But I did point out to you, for example, that quotas have been illegal for decades now, and that the Supreme Court has even further in recent years locked up how much you can do with affirmative action. So those are the things. So anyway, I assume you're here to call in to complain about opportunities you think black people don't deserve at the cost of the opportunities white people do.
Already crazy.
So in 1997,
yeah,
a study by Espen, Shade, and Radford found that blacks were admitted with an SAT score 310 points lower than whites, and Hispanics
why do you think they got? Why do you? Hey, Tim. Why do you think they got? Tim. Why do you think they got those lower scores?
I know. He won't know.
Could be a number of.
No, Tim.
Like what?
Why do you believe you said they got in a 1997 study, black people got SAT scores 310 points lower, I think you said, than white people, right? Why do you think that happened? Why do you think they got lower scores?
Well, do you think it's specifically because of their socioeconomics?
Why do you think that happened?
I'm not sure.
Well, call back when you're sure. Because right now, the answer to that question is pivotal. Because either it's because a system was in place that needed to be corrected for, and then the things that you're going to call in and complain about aren't discrimination against white people. They're correcting a discrimination system against black people. Or that isn't the case, and we'll want to hear it from, by the way, Tim, you're unsure the way conservatives are moderate on Tinder. We know what it is. Oh, excuse me, Tim. I'm glad you brought up poor white people because the more recent studies have actually shown that it doesn't have as much to do with race, and it actually does have to do with income level.
And why did they do it based on income?
Accessibility.
Because historically and systemically, what has existed was if you are born black, you are essentially committed to, at a much higher rate, a much higher chance of poverty, whereas white people not only have a lower rate, but they have more opportunities to escape it and better access to education than black people do.
Tim thinks that nothing's changed in the education system in 33 years, which I think is crazy.
Pulling up a poll from 1997 as though it could represent that way. And Tim, I still want to know, I don't know how much I care, Tim. I don't know how much I care about your position here. If you don't even have an answer to the question, Tim, if you're still unsure, much like the last caller, if your information is this incomplete, until you are sure why black people's scores were 310 points lower than white people's, I'm not sure this conversation simply needs to happen at all.
And you are sure? You are sure?
Yep. There's lots of data.
And do financially well-off blacks do the same as financially well-off whites on the SAT?
I love that. I love that we're supposed to engage this guy in good faith when it's already been pointed out, especially when it's coming from people like you crying about white discrimination. They're not huge fans, black people, of you calling them blacks like this.
Yeah.
Well, you're calling me white. Why am I not allowed to be offended?
No. White
and every
is
black
fine.
person that calls you act condescending towards if they don't follow everything.
Hey, Cracker, I'm white.
Yeah. It's like, if anything, you could say we're being bigoted. You could say we're being
Tim,
bigoted.
It's our word.
Like,
I think you're being hypocritical.
No, Tim.
So you just are dying to say the N word, aren't you? He's really
trying to do something, but so Tim, we're saying white people.
You're ready to call
saying,
the N word.
Goodness.
The way you're talking about.
Do you just want to talk about misogyny or sexism or something? I feel like that's the next trope that's coming up.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot my shot on what?
Whatever. I'll talk about. I called to talk about a specific topic. Go ahead.
Oh, so you only have one topic? You're not versed on anything else?
About whatever. I told you, shoot your shot.
Shoot my shot on what?
Whatever you want to. You were the one suggesting.
Sorry,
other topics,
shoot your shot is typically referred to as somebody like hitting on another person. And from the sound of your voice, I can tell that you're not anybody I would be interested in, especially on the topic that you bring up.
I never suggested that. Hey, please don't.
Tim, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I don't care if you're offended. In fact, I intend to offend you. Tim, I'm going to be honest. The reason why you're on the air right now, as you say, like, do what you want. Let's talk about what you want. The moment another MAGA caller calls in, the usefulness of having you on the air will be done. Yeah. You are crashing out. You always engage in bad faith. You call in with incomplete information. You have a victim mentality. You think white people are the victims in this country.
You're a liar. You told me there was no discrimination when there was. You're a liar.
Did I lie?
You're a liar.
I'm a liar.
You did. Or you didn't know.
Poor boy.
Ignorant. You're an ignorant.
Poor guy.
Tim, how did you face discrimination?
how did I face discrimination?
Yes, that was a very clear question.
MAGA,
Well,
somebody
how did
please
Obama
honest
face
call in.
How did Barack Obama face discrimination?
No,
A white lady
I
looked at
asked
him
you.
weird in the elevator one time.
The answer
How
to
did
my
Barack Obama
question.
face
The
discrimination?
answer to my question is another question.
Sure, I can actually tell you exactly how Barack Obama faced discrimination. Donald Trump and his
He said
fucking.
a white lady
Oh
looked
my
at him dirty in an
goodness.
elevator one time. That was his
I'm sorry, Tim. You
You're
are
muted.
being muted because you did not allow Ari to answer the question you just asked. You, a man, decided what you wanted to scream
I'm
over
so
her was
over
more
it.
important, despite the fact that you asked her. So whether you want to
Yeah.
engage in good faith or not, you will now be forced to.
Yeah, so here's what's up, Tim. I'll give you one specific example that the entire country knows about for how Barack Obama faced discrimination. By Donald J. Trump, the current president of the United States, back in 2011, starting the birther movement, claiming that Barack Obama was born in Kenya and not in Hawaii. Because Donald Trump doesn't realize that a city can be named in multiple places. Did you know that we have a Paris, California, Denver, North Carolina? I bet you didn't know that, Tim.
Bro
Just like
cannot figure
Donald
out the
Trump.
location thing, and he lives in Florida where there's a Jupiter.
There's a Jupiter? Dang. I'll need to look at that.
Jupiter, Florida. That's the one, right? There's planets.
Yeah.
Might be Saturn. I think it's Jupiter, though.
He blended in with the tan suit that he wore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they made fun of him, like, that we couldn't see him in the tan suit and freaked the hell out. Like, sir, be so for real. So now when I bring you off mute, I want you to tell me what specific discrimination you faced, not anybody else. You, Tim, out of Florida.
Do you think
You're
that
off mute.
that every
So I went ahead and muted you again because she asked you a direct question. And last time she asked you a direct question, instead of answering it, you asked a question back. So she very kindly, very graciously answered your dumb question instead of holding your feet to the fire and making you answer. It was a kindness that she served you. I'm not kind.
No.
I somewhat am privileged to not have to be, but I'm not kind. So Tim, answer her question or legitimately eat so much shit. And MAGA, this can't be your guy. Like, you
Can't be
have
your best
better.
representative.
Please, MAGA, send us your best. You're not sending your best. They're rapists, they're murderers, and some of them I assume are good people, but I'd like to meet the first one because so far tonight, Tim ain't a great
Tim
rep.
ain't it. John, I see you requesting on the TikTok. You're going to have to call the number on the screen. It's quite easy to do. I know you're capable of dialing a number.
And Jeff, who has so many words to say for me that he paid to say some of them, call in. Like, there was a Jeff in chat trying to shit talk. By the way, we can start with something we have in common. You said, I hate Jimmy. Well, I'm a human in 2026. I hate myself. Okay? So we already have something in common. My deep self-loathing. Now, Tim, call in. Not Tim. What was his name? Jeff. Come on in, Jeff.
Jeff
Call
or
in.
John.
The water is fine. Your number
There's
is
no
safe,
wait.
despite the fact that we get death threats. The only thing we've ever done with that is when we get death threats, we give the phone number to the FBI. That's literally it. No one has ever complained in the entire time we've been here that they've been doxxed, despite the fact that they've tried to dox me. So you are safe calling in. Just give us a little ring-a-ding. The only thing you have to worry about your phone number being with us is if you try to threaten to kill us.
Yeah, so don't be crazy and you'll be okay.
Tim, first, what was Ari's question to you?
name an incidence of discrimination.
That you experienced, correct?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, I guess I couldn't go to Ivy League without my 310-point boost.
From 1997, were you trying to go to a Ivy League in
But it was still
1997?
going on until 2 years ago. It was still going on until 2 years ago.
By the way, in that
They
1997
got
stat,
Supreme
was that
Court.
1997 stat the average of all students or specifically the ones getting into Ivy Leagues?
No, that was all private colleges.
That wasn't students who are trying to get into private colleges is the average that you gave?
Nope.
Yeah, somehow I doubt it.
Yes, that was
Why and since you brought it up again,
thank God for Clarence Thomas for not being a racist. Thank God for Clarence Thomas. What a wonderful
Thank
man
God
he
for
is.
Clarence Thomas. God doesn't exist.
Thank God
anyway,
for him
hey Tim,
for not being a racist.
Thanks Santa. Hey Tim.
Thank you.
Hey Tim, what
a
did you get on the
wonderful man
SAT?
he is. What a wonderful black man
Hey
he
Tim,
is.
since you've not answered the question so far. Yes, we know you like the black people who participate in white supremacy. Nobody's surprised by that. Okay, Tim, what did you score on your SAT?
Out of 2,400, I got a 1950.
No,
it doesn't even go to what?
It did for a few years, and then they changed it back to 1,600.
Uh-huh.
It was a writing section.
Uh-huh.
Why are you lying? What'd you get
At
without
least-
the writing section?
At least when I say that I know what my score was in math and that it was a 735 out of 800, people would fucking believe me.
Yeah. What'd you get without the writing section? Subtract the writing section out. What'd you get?
Let me see.
Sure.
1320.
Okay. You got a 1320?
Yes.
I really don't believe you.
Same.
Well, don't believe me then. Would that score have gone in if I was black?
I don't know.
Does it matter to you that one kid can be
that
white?
would be why you wouldn't be able to get in.
Asians, it was even worse.
You didn't hit at least a 1,500. No, it's just because you didn't hit at least a 1,500.
It's even worse.
Sir, you literally just didn't hit a 1,500, which is about the minimum that's required for an Ivy League score. Do you like school? Do you see how easy that was to Google and find out what like the average was?
Yeah.
Wow, you missed the mark. So it was literally your.
Are the admissions
I'm sorry, you don't get to make any more points on this until we already set the rule. You don't get to make any more points on this supposed 310-point bonus that I'm positive when we look into the conclusions of the study will not reflect what your conclusions are.
Why did the Supreme Court
but anyway, you don't get to make a case until you answer why are their scores lower. Until you give that definitive answer, you don't get an additional commentary on this. If you'd like to take it to a new topic, we'll think about it.
So you assert it's wholly because of finances. That's you assert that.
Did I assert that?
No.
Weird.
Are you?
Weird.
Nope.
It seems that you are.
So Tim, basically what you're saying is,
they just don't have a studious culture. Maybe they just don't have a studious culture.
Hey Tim.
Maybe they don't have a culture that's maybe they listen to too much rap music.
Is that your position that is why? Not maybe. You have to give your position on why their scores were lower. Yours is their culture?
No, I don't. You have to justify racial discrimination.
Tim, Tim, you're on my channel. I decide who has to do what.
Constitutionally invalid. You have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Tim, since you're deciding you set the rules, watch how I set the rules. And I just set the rule that fuck off to the sun. Or to Jupiter, Florida.
Jupiter, Florida. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Head on down to Jupiter, Florida.
It's Jupiter Island. That's even interesting.
I forgot to ask Tim if he stopped beating his wife yet.
Oh, God.
Last time he called in, he tried to start with the call with, why are you a liar? Why are you a liar? Why are you a liar? So I just reflected with it. Why do you beat your wife? Why do you beat your wife? Have you stopped beating your wife? Anyway, Tim, I know you don't have a wife to beat yet, but one day if you find one, you and I know you'll look into her eyes and then cock your fist back and slam her one. Let's be real. We know your type. Like you just give off domestic abuser energy. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, he's this mad that he didn't get into an Ivy League school because he's not smart enough.
I think he's more mad you didn't shoot your shot.
He was so offended that I told him what that meant. Like, sorry, you're using phrases you're not, or idioms, I guess, that you're not familiar with.
Shoot your shot.
Like, on what?
Do it. Which, by the way, the other day we were playing board games and Matt tried to use the phrase throwback, but he said throw it back.
Oh, no.
It was amazing.
That's not what that means.
It was the best moment. It was the
Throwback
best.
moment. No, throw it back. Like, that's not what that means.
It was fun.
Oh,
it was a fun moment. Okay. Even it's funny, if you're gonna lie about your SAT score, at least go with one that would have gotten you into an Ivy League, you know?
Yeah, like look it up first. Maybe do a teeny bit of looking.
You didn't even get the points for getting your name right, okay?
Oh god.
Let's be so real.
They're so bad.
Is this just gonna be a joke? Hey, Luthien, is line 5 just somebody trying to be pithy?
Possibly.
Did you like actually get there? All right, I guess I'll take it. Did they say they're a debater or they're just like calling in to be a silly boy?
They said they'd talk about other stuff too.
Okay, I'm going to start with Cortez. Why would we talk to you now? We already have discovered that you are not a politically engaged individual. Why would you call back? We don't. Cortez, I can't.
I'm talking about sexism.
From the bottom of my heart, Cortez, I don't care about your opinion on anything. Like legitimately, I would be incapable of not.
If you hate women, just say it. You won't offend me.
No, I don't hate women.
Oh.
You love women who are in their place, right?
No, I love women that do not try to challenge a male physically. Now, a woman can have her own opinion.
Did I not just say in their place?
Yeah, you did.
No, I just said not challenging a man physically.
So if a woman squares up on a guy who's threatening her, fuck that woman. She's trying to intimidate that man physically. What are you even talking about? Is there in your world, is there this like group of women roaming around threatening to beat up men?
Apparently, like this
feminism.
Feminism is about beating up a man physically.
The roaming gang of feminists.
Yes, physically or mentally. Look,
Cortez, you're an idiot.
Talk about when it comes to men.
Cortez.
Hey, Cortez. Hey, Cortez. I wanna help you out with something. Okay. Women aren't here to help you through your emotions or your hystericalism. Okay. So I hope you have a great rest of your night, or not. Actually, I don't care.
Listen.
No, I prefer not to. I prefer not to assail my ears with your voice anymore.
You're too hormonal, Cortez, so we're going to move on. All right. William in Idaho, I'm begging for a legitimate conversation with somebody tonight, with somebody who doesn't start on bad faith, who is politically engaged. I am dying to talk to somebody who has a real point to make. Is that you, William, or are you calling in to be a silly goose?
No, I'm not calling in to be a silly goose. I just wanted to set, at the very least, the record straight on the rapist and murders as far as the MAGA goes. I'm not a rapist or a murderer.
Are you MAGA?
I do also want... I am. I supported Donald Trump the first time and the second time and the third time.
Okay, so I just want to see if you recognize this quote. I'm not going to say the group, though, because I said MAGA. But just tell me if you recognize this quote. When blank sends their people, they're not sending their best. They're rapists. They're murderers. And I assume some of them are good people. Do you recognize that quote?
Yes, it was a quote from Donald Trump speaking about, I believe it was Venezuela and a couple other South American
Shit, I just turned my music on.
Does
everyone hear that?
No one hears your music. No,
No.
actually, that was his quote when he came down the golden escalator and specifically said Mexico.
Yeah, it was about Mexico. So, William, I understand it isn't always clear to everybody. I was being a silly goose myself. I was quoting Donald Trump because we were getting such low quality callers. I should have done the voice. When MAGA sends their people, they're not sending their best. They're rapists. They're murderers. And
Don't
some
forget
of
the
them, I
ham.
assume, are
Don't
good
forget
people. The ham?
You can't forget the
Hands.
I'm
ham.
tired. I'm not your dancing monkey.
with-
Donald
hands.
Trump can't even speak with his hands anymore. Did you see him speak at Davos? He was holding on to that podium for dear life. He was
I don't like conspiracies, but the conspiracy that he has a silicone hand with a glued microphone is pretty funny. The one where, because it looks fucking crazy. He has this crazy hand
I'll
now.
give you that much. But I do have to give Miss Ari some props. That was a rather good burn on, I believe it was the last color, the one right before me. That was a very good burn. I will hand that to you. That was very good. No.
Sometimes I'm witty.
I have to pee. You talk to Ari for a minute. I've got to pee like a racehorse.
Okay.
You guys get going.
Miss Ari, I do want to kind of get a feel for something that was commented about a gentleman who called earlier. You guys said that he beat his wife, and then you also had the comment about the gentleman, Carlos, I believe his name was, saying that feminism is an issue. Well, he painted it to more be like a violent gang, although I would never say that much, although I would have to say that feminism has caused its fair share of issues. Do you see any issues with feminism?
The original intention of feminism, no.
Okay. So
do I believe that? Like,
for the most part,
listen, I'll be very clear. Some women, it's not the whole movement. Some women utilize feminism to just absolutely drag on men. However, there's a certain point where it's like, well, you kind of got that right back to you after hundreds of years of oppression on women, right? And to be clear, like, the United States of America isn't doing great. Do you know what feminism has achieved in France last year?
No.
They made femicide a crime, a specific crime.
Okay. So I would take the point of the simple fact that feminism has, I think, sold women a complete and utter lie. While you maintain it as the patriarchy.
What's the lie?
The lie that you can actually be career-oriented, driven, and compete with men consistently without basically losing a part of yourself. I think women are...
What part of yourself? Hang on. You can't be vague. Okay?
Paternal.
So there can't be the vague things. So
paternal.
Losing a part of yourself. Women, you're saying women cannot basically want a career, explore a career, prioritize a career without losing a part of themselves. What is the thing that is
Motherhood.
A necessary characteristic of every woman that they are giving up?
Motherhood.
I would like to know what I was giving up. Yeah, like what did I give up to work?
Do you have children?
Not of my own. I'm a stepmom.
Okay. So where they are not your own, but you still take great joy in their accomplishments when they come to you and talk to you about certain things. Exactly.
I sure do.
So you did get.
But wait, Willie, what if her answer was no, that she has no kids? Does it matter whether she wants kids?
No, it does, because if you are a mother to them and you watch them grow and They are your flesh and blood. There is a different bond than just being
so excuse me, real quick. Women who can't have their own flesh and blood, is it okay for them to work, since you're saying it needs to be a legitimate biological child? So the many women who are incapable of having children, they can work?
Choice.
Yeah.
I think it's every
Hey,
woman's
William, are you career oriented?
Am I what?
Career oriented.
I am driven to provide for my wife and 2 children.
Okay, so are you career oriented?
If I was still single,
why are you giving up fatherhood for that?
Half as I.
Wait, why are you giving up fatherhood for that?
I don't get to see a lot of the first steps. I don't get to hear the first words.
Why are you doing that? Why are you giving up? Why are you giving up that part of yourself?
To provide for my family.
Okay, so it's okay when you do that to provide for your family and what your priorities are, but it's wrong for a woman to do that, correct?
I don't think a woman should have to.
But men should have to.
The lie that's been sold.
This is the fuck. No, the lie is what you're saying.
Responsibility.
The lie is what you are putting out there, that it should be that there's a concept of choice. You know, the number one reason why women are working in our society is because economically, you don't even have the choice of a one-parent home. And if we did have a choice of a one-parent home, probably disproportionately, you would see higher occurrences of single-parent homes. And there would be a healthy number of the parent who stays home being men, but disproportionately, especially with the sexist way our society exists, you'd probably have a society that looks more like the one you want anyway. Women would more likely, in higher numbers, be the stay-at-home parent than the man. And yet, you vote Republican. So you're not trying to enable single-family homes in the first place, because the reason why women are working outside of the home isn't because feminism made them stoked to. Working fucking sucks. They aren't working the jobs they want to work. They're not working just like the men, they're not working the jobs they want to have. They're working the jobs they can have because they need to. So go support an actual moving forward society where people do what they want to do. And if women then want to make the choice to be stay-at-home moms, mazel tov.
If that's what you want to do, that's your personal choice.
Here's my question to you. How is voting Republican against that?
Against wanting women to work?
Does a Republican society increase or decrease?
For women to stay home.
Yeah. Do you know what economic disparity is? Like what the difference is between how much money is held by the rich versus how much money is held by everybody else? Income inequality. That's the phrase.
Yes,
Are you familiar with income inequality? Do Republican policies increase?
Yes, I've heard that.
Do Republican policies increase or decrease income inequality?
In what way? You'd have to be more specific.
I don't. I literally already explained it to you. What percentage the rich people hold versus everybody else.
Well, I mean, if you took a look at the previous 4 years, less the last year, you'd find the income inequality skyrocketing there for a bit.
Interesting that you would bring that up. So what you're saying is that during COVID and the COVID recovery, rich people were still able, hang on. You said the last 4 years. During the COVID recovery, rich people were able to take advantage and expand their income. By the way, one of the things that you aren't pointing out is part of the reason why that number skyrocketed. What happened in 2018 that caused that number to skyrocket? Do you know?
The lockdown.
No, it's giant tax breaks for the rich.
2018.
Tax breaks for the rich.
It literally took money from the low. It literally took money. It literally took money from the poor and middle class and gave it to the rich people. Now we're doing that again, but with tariffs. And historically, under Democrats, the middle class expands, unemployment goes down, and the economy does better. But I am not a Democrat. It does better. It still fucking sucks. The Republicans are just worse.
I would argue that point under the excuse me, considering the simple fact that while, yes, the prices have increased slightly over the last year, they've actually started to stabilize. What you saw towards
what does stabilize mean?
Presidency,
Excuse me. What does stabilize mean?
well, fuel prices for starters.
No. What does the word stabilize mean? It means to become stable, to steady. So if if the middle class and the poor experience a 1,000% spike in prices and then it stabilizes, does that mean that the 1,000% spike went away, or it just means it's holding at 1,000%?
It is still holding at the 1,000%.
Right.
But what happens when you start to reduce fuel prices?
Very little.
Go down.
Very little, especially when you then skyrocket medical costs. So the average family saves $40 to $50 a month. Excuse me, William, I'm not done talking. The average family saves $40 to $50 a month with every time gas goes down $1. Right now it's down about 70 cents. It's not as big as they are claiming it is. But if it goes down $1, you save about $40 to $50 a month. The average American's healthcare costs have literally doubled. Premiums are going unsubsidized. The amount that the lower gas cost is not covering of the amount that individual costs are skyrocketing, because Donald Trump is both getting you on the one hand with healthcare and getting you on the other hand with his stupid bottom of the barrel, you learn this is a bad idea in your first economics class, tariffs. Literally the rich people are getting richer, and you, William, who I don't think is rich, are getting fucked over it and thanking them for the opportunity.
And if there was a true stabilization in costs,
why do you
they
think
wouldn't
the medical
drop.
costs are going up? Why are the medical costs
the
going up?
the Obamacare subsidies. Yeah, that's easy, William. The Obamacare subsidies expired. Donald Trump back in 2015 said we were a week away from his new plan being released to replace Obamacare, and he promised in his first term that he was going to replace it with something better. Never did he replace it. He didn't even offer a replacement when they tried to repeal it. And now we have a Republican Senate who was a Republican Senate and a Republican House who have allowed those subsidies to expire. The subsidies were inadequate, but letting them expire is straight up assault on your own fucking citizens. To let them expire and not have a replacement, even though he has been promising a replacement for 11 years now, that's fucking crazy.
There is more reasons
Obamacare
why.
was a shit show to begin with.
Yeah, no shit. You know what's worse? Donald Trump's no plan.
Yeah, legitimately.
The healthcare system before that was worse.
Pre-Obamacare.
No, it was way worse. You want to go pre-Obamacare? You like the idea of kids not be qualifying for insurance? You like the idea of pre-existing conditions not being coverage? How about we go to universal health care? How about rich people stop hoarding the security, hoarding the resources, stop hoarding the good medical care, pay their fucking fair share, give that fucking money back to the society that they took it from, and you get fucking health care. We literally talked to a MAGA 2 weeks ago who is blind because they don't have universal health care. Even though he's on Medicare, he has to pay for his cataract surgery out of pocket. So his family is saving up to get him cataract surgery that he's needed for years now. That's how we treat retired people in this fucking country. And you want to sit here and say Obamacare was a shit show. Yeah, no shit. And the only thing worse than shit.
Universal care is great.
Medicare for all. Yes, we should do Medicare for all. Absolutely. Every nation, every developed nation has figured out that every dollar you put in returns dozens of dollars. That it actually is way better for your citizens to have a healthy citizen, a healthy citizenry. Like it literally is better for you.
A healthy population.
Yes, a healthy population would be able to continue to be little worker bees.
So hold on. Let's go to that. A healthy population.
Yeah.
How many of the conditions do you think Americans deal with are unique to Americans?
It wouldn't matter. Our outcomes are worse.
No. I mean,
that's such an obscure question. We are not. Oh my God. When you are comparing to Ethiopia, when you think that the American healthcare system is good because you can say it is better than Ethiopia, when you don't even realize it's not even better than Cuba, which you guys like to call a third world nation, but Cuba literally has better healthcare outcomes than America does, unless you are rich, in which case you get the best healthcare in America, in the world. But everybody else, who is most of us, does not. Imagine thinking that it is a win, that I am on the right side because I'm saying the American healthcare system is good because it's better than Ethiopia.
Yeah, the United States ranks last 4 out of the 5 healthcare outcome measures compared to the rest of the world. We're literally last.
What are those measures?
Sure. Life expectancy was one where I actually looked this up, like comparing it to a lot of the other industrialized nations. And I was not surprised that we have about a 10-year gap on life expectancy compared to industrialized nations that offer universal health care. Let's see. Where was the other one? My eyes went by it, and I know it. Oh, access to care. Yeah, we ranked bottom on that one. Administrative efficiency, we know that's fucked. Equity, so how well it's evenly distributed across all people. Yeah, that's we ranked last on that one. The only thing that we ranked decent in was care process.
Care profit. So I would actually partially agree with you in the simple fact that our healthcare system is nuts. Absolutely. The Obamacare subsidies.
What's nuts about it? Wait. What specifically is nuts about it? It won't be the subsidies. What specifically about the healthcare system? And why are costs so high?
Because of regulations.
No, regulations do not force costs higher. Excuse me. Regulations do not force costs higher. What is the specific reason why? Okay. If I go to the emergency room, my $5 bottle, my 5-cent Tylenol that I have here, if I go to the emergency room, costs $75 for the one Tylenol. Why is that?
Cost, liability, regulations.
You just said cost. You just said cost because, yes, there you go. For profits. You finally got to it. The number one reason we pay more than anyone is because the healthcare industry is considered a for-profit industry because it is a get-rich scheme. If you are already rich and want to be super rich, start an insurance company and then you'll sell it to one of the big ones when you sufficiently grow enough. It's literally a get-rich racket and they all collude together to keep that shit. The dude who died, do you condemn the murder of the United Healthcare CEO?
Absolutely.
Even though now, will you still condemn the murder? I'm fine with you saying murder is murder. Do you believe he belonged in prison for murder himself?
The CEO? No.
Yeah. No? Did you know that that CEO was credited for spearheading the release of an AI agent, which increased denial of claims up to 90% and had directly led to unnecessary deaths of people with cancer and illnesses that aren't normally terminal? Therefore, his decision to pursue for profit a system which would deny on an increased level. And by the way, it was just the first level of denials. Most people don't challenge. A lot of times, if you then challenge and got it to a human, a huge number of those did go away. So it basically relied on, if you don't know you can challenge a denial, you just die. and they go out of their way to make sure you don't know. So now that you have been informed, and just presume what I said is true. If you want to say you're going to research and go find out, fine. If what I just said is true, that his spearheading an AI agent to increase the number of denials, to increase profits, led to the deaths, unnecessary deaths of individuals, now do you believe he would have belonged in prison for murder?
He belonged in prison, potentially, but did he deserve to die? No.
No one said that.
But you said prison, right?
Which is funny,
I would say that if he was charged and convicted, absolutely.
No. We're not doing he's innocent until proven guilty. If the information I just gave you, you're right now the judge. You just decide with the information I've given you, if it's true. Should we live in a society that puts in prison people who make choices for profit that kill people unnecessarily?
If you are able to prove it, yes.
If you are able to prove it. I already gave you the full hypothetical. Just so you know, some version of what I just told you exists in all of the major health insurance industries, and you think that we have the best one. Can you name a single country with universal health care who has better outcomes than America? Name one.
Better outcomes?
Worse outcomes than America. Canada. Can you name one country? You're right, I said it wrong. Name one country.
I would fucking say Canada.
With universal health care that has worse outcomes than America. Did you just say Canada?
The VA.
Did you just say
not another country?
I said name a country. VA, did you mean Virginia or the Veterans Administration? Either of them would be a terribly stupid
Veterans
answer.
Administration.
What country is the Veterans Administration? What country is the Veterans Administration?
Is a socialized basic healthcare. It is a perfect example of it.
No, it isn't. You were asked what country with universal health care has better outcomes than America?
Well, actually, I think we have to break this down even further right now at this point. William, what is a country?
That would be a nation outside of the United States.
So is the Veterans Administration a country?
It is not. And
it is not a country. So when Jimmy is asking for no, because he asked a very specific question that you chose not to answer. So when Jimmy asks you, name a country that has universal health care that has worse outcomes than the United States.
I love to. You literally, he gave one. And you, William, do you know why the VA is so bad? Because all of the resources that should be going to the VA go to the for-profit system instead. In fact, Donald Trump removed VA resources while saying, we're going to make this database and you're going to be able to go and see. VA people are actually worse off than before. Literally, you went with how come gun-free zone, if gun-free zones are so great, why is there so much violence in X city that's surrounded by guns? It's literally you can't just give it a little bit and then not change the systemic issue. The literal reason why the VA is so bad in America, what you want to call socialized medicine in America, why it's rated so low and why it isn't helping people is it is not getting resources. The resources are going to the for-profit systems. You know what doesn't have that issue as much but still has it is the Medicare system. You know who doesn't want to lose their Medicare? Everyone on it. Yeah, but America does not have a universal healthcare system. Excuse me, I'm not done, William. America does not have a universal healthcare system because if you literally say the VA, can I get VA coverage? William?
Absolutely. Did you serve?
No, I did not.
The recruiting office was open to everybody. Why didn't you serve?
The question is, since I didn't serve, by the way, because I was medically disqualified from serving, I literally tried to. That backfired on you, dumbass. So can I? William, can I get VA coverage?
No.
No,
so is it universal? If I can't get it, is that universal health
Now
care?
you're playing semantics with a
No, I'm
baseline
not. Medicare is also
No.
not
Yes, you
universal health care. But in
you're
China,
equating.
China has universal health care. All of its citizens get universal health care. Doesn't matter if they served or not.
And many of
UK,
its
Canada,
citizens are
all
currently,
of them have it. And you know what all of those countries have? Better outcomes than America.
You know what's crazy to me is like people hear universal health care and they automatically think that that means it's free. No, they're like China's universal healthcare system, how it's implemented is not free, right? You still pay an amount if you make a certain amount of money. India's universal healthcare system also isn't free. They also offer an opportunity for people to buy private insurance if they want it, but they have they have government subsidized healthcare automatically in countries that have triple our population size in so much less of our GDP. Like, do you know what percentage of health insurance costs make up our GDP? The cost of our health insurance. And it's actually increased in 2025. No. What percentage of our GDP is the cost that Americans pay in their health insurance?
I'm certain you have the number directly in front of you.
I do, and it's increased since the last time. Like, I know it's increased from 2025.
Guess.
And that
Well,
number
give a
is?
guess. Just throw a guess out. We want to see how calibrated you are.
Throw spaghetti at the wall, see if it sticks.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. It's higher than
I'd say
Ethiopia.
That's not hard. I'd say roughly 30 to 40%.
Oh, you actually overestimated it. No,
yeah,
it's
Jesus
actually,
Christ, you have no what the fuck? That's worse.
That would be horrible.
It's worse that you also called in thinking that our healthcare system is great, and you think that Americans, the 30 to 40 of our GDP is on healthcare. That's fucking bananas.
That would be horrible. I would literally just say, fuck it, I'm done. No, it's about 17%. The next closest country
that's
to
still
us,
really bad.
It's still, yeah, it's horrible. And it went up because that's the reason why our GDP hit 4.3% in the final quarter of 2025 was because an increase in rising healthcare costs for that last quarter. So
when I was mocking him, I almost said something along the lines of like, if that number was above 10%, we may as well all just die. And then it was. And now I feel terrible. I feel as dumb as his answer was.
Well, the next closest country to us is going to be France at 12%.
Guys, you don't have to censor Jeff, even him calling me a moron. We can just keep shaming him for not calling in.
Yeah, kind of like
90% taxes, you morons. 90% taxes on who? At what dollar amount? You think that I would be opposed to 90% taxes at a certain point? Do you think anybody making under, let's say, $200,000 a year would see anything close to that? 90% tax, like, stop. I can only get so erect. 90% taxes sounds hot.
It's like
right,
Yatu Sabes in my TikTok chat being a scaredy little.
Send me a link, right, Flight, on Instagram, Jimmy A. Snow on Instagram. I would like to see the animated call that you apparently did. William, do you want to address how silly it was that your first defense was that we're doing better than Ethiopia? Do you want to withdraw that and say, I wish I hadn't said that. I realize now it was dumb. Certainly I could make a better argument than that. I want the audience to know I'm intellectually honest enough to realize it was getting heated and I just shouted a word and obviously that was dumb.
That's perfectly fine, and I will concede the point that you
Thank
are
you.
making. You were about to say something?
No, I just said thank you. I think that's big of you. I think that's big of you to admit. It's hard to admit when we make silly blunders.
It is.
Well, absolutely, and I think that that is something that many people have lost, quite frankly. There is one thing and this is going to be kind of my closure. You brought up some rather valid points. You've also made some rather decent points, and I think you have played a little bit of semantics with some words. But
Which
I have
one?
a quick. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Which word did I play semantics with?
Shit, just slipped my mind. Son of a bitch.
That's all good.
Oh, sorry.
I got it. We'll just put that point on hold. If you remember it, we'll engage it. For the moment, I did no semantics, but if you remember it, we'll talk about it.
The gentleman earlier talking about the SAT scores and all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
I do know of a personal experience where my sister-in-law was denied a college education, and it was because of her SAT scores. However, when we did a little bit of deeper digging, we did find that an individual who you say is impoverished, although to be fair, they weren't doing much. She wasn't doing much better. Scored lower than her on the SAT, but she was denied.
Okay. Now, how do I investigate whether or not you're telling the truth?
Unfortunately, you can't, because it is a personal experience.
So, William, I know of a person who had 30 candidates in front of them, and half of them were black and half of them are white. And they said, Donald Trump makes my nipples hard, and murdered the first 15 black people, and then got voted to become, not voted in, is now Stephen Miller. How do we investigate if either of our stories are true?
That is a fair point.
Yeah.
However, there is
the story about Stephen Miller was more believable. Did you notice that?
There's empirical evidence to back it up. There was
William, I wish there was more.
Study.
We already know that there were things in past decades that the Supreme Court has tied up, but you're taking it from the level of an individual. And whether or not your sister had just a higher SAT score shouldn't be the only thing considered. If the other person had a lower SAT score and a lot of shit that is unfair that systemically exists to keep them out of participation, I am fine with the balancing act. The loss of privilege is not equal to oppression. I would be fine with more things that are unfair in the sense that fewer white people get privileges. Balance the whole scale from the onset, and then we've got a ball game. But if Republicans are only going to focus on stopping affirmative action, but not pass a bill to stop education funding being based on property taxes, I don't give a fuck what any of you say. At this point, I hope all of your white kids have to go to, I don't know, semi-mechanic school, and all of the black kids get science scholarships just 'cause. Like, that's how much I don't care if you aren't going to address the systemic issues. The fact that redlining still exists in both home buying and in the education system. Like, I don't care if the balancing act of clear systemic racial oppression is overcorrecting, if the people complaining about it are not trying to pass a single thing to correct the systemic racism on the other side. But if you want to work to do that, you'll merely have to leave the Republican Party and vote for people who actually want to go, hey, you know what reparations looks like? It's not checks. It's not just a direct payout like here's the cash. It's literally repairing the systems that are being kept from you. It is approving the business loans that your white counterparts are getting. It is approving the people for mortgages who, when we put them up right against somebody who is a black person and a white person with the same credit score and same credit history, the black person is twice as much likely to be denied a mortgage despite the shit being the same. Okay? Fix that. Show that you even care about fixing that. And then when someone calls in to tell me my sister didn't get in, but a black person with a lower score did, then it would matter because it's not just a potential loss of privilege. Then we're saying everything's on the even. And so there shouldn't be any program overcorrecting that way.
She ain't white.
What about white?
My sister-in-law. She's not white.
Okay, then what are you complaining about?
She's Asian.
Okay, and she got denied.
You wanted to sit there and say that she was denied because she was white. She wasn't.
You were bringing up in response to the other person whose whole, excuse me, don't yell over me. You were bringing it up. You brought up the other person whose point was that black people score lower than white people. And you were complaining as an anecdote that essentially that happened to you while holding back the detail of her being Asian as the big surprise. I don't give a fuck. Work toward making everything equitable for everyone. And then if the admissions process is this is it is only based on score, then we'll talk about your sister-in-law, wherever she's from, being treated unfairly. It is weird to have a person calling in complaining about this because a lot of them complain about Asian people also being overrepresented in Ivy League schools. You guys got to pick your struggle.
Which one is it?
No. What Asians? That I will hand it to Asians. It's actually a disciplinary thing. It's a cultural thing among Asians.
They're really glad you're handing it to them. They're totally going to hear this and be like, that's one of our allies. He's our guy.
Yeah, because
whites as well as blacks don't have the discipline, especially
you guys gotta stop with the blacks. It's not even just that you say blacks. You literally hit the blah so hard.
Yeah,
he just
emphasized
said whites
it
instead of blacks. My fucking God. You guys want to sound racist.
Oh, would you prefer African American?
Just say black people.
Is that more tense?
Say black people.
Just say black people. It's not even difficult.
You're white, William. If it's whites, say whiteys, honkies, crackers. I don't care. But when it's black people, say black people.
Yeah, because I don't know if you realize this. Not all black people came from Africa.
Yeah, and not all Africans are black.
Yeah, I know. Elon Musk.
He's not the only one.
No, he is. We checked.
But no, I was giving. He's the only one that's currently of
name one.
At this
name
time.
One more. Name one more, William. No Googling. Name one other.
I said of note. Of note.
Who?
I don't. I said.
Yeah, you can't name one other. We did the research.
So
he's the only one.
The only person that anybody could actually think of.
Mm-hmm. Elon Musk is the only
South
white
Africa.
African.
He's not the only one.
No, he is. You can't name one more.
Can you?
No, because there's only one. I just told you that. He's the only one.
There's only one of note. Of note.
There's actually literally the person running our country right now that you don't know about. He knows about the Antichrist.
I do forget about him, but yes, I did see that.
I'm pretty sure I'm remembering right. Let me double check. I don't want to be an idiot.
No, you're right. I was just trying to see I know who it came from.
Oh, I think he lived there.
Specified of note.
Well, if I'm right about this guy. What? You don't know who knows about the Antichrist?
You said there's only one white person from Africa. Elon
Yeah,
Musk.
I was wrong. He only lived there for several years.
And said, wait a minute, there is another.
Yeah,
I'm asking who.
So he lived in what is now Namibia. It was then Southwest Africa. But that was He was born in West Germany, so I don't know if you count him. He was raised in Africa. Anyway, I was talking about Peter Thiel. He knows about the Antichrist.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know Thiel was even born in Germany. Military base, probably.
No, family tradition.
Is he an immigrant?
Yes, as is Elon.
Oh. Well.
And he knows about the Antichrist. You know what's the weirdest thing? He is the head Christian nationalist right now, and he's gay. It's so if he got the world he wanted, they would execute him. But the dude is gay.
So
I just can't get it. I can't get it's so
want to kill.
Is that what I said?
Calling Donald Trump
Wait. What specifically did I describe him as? The head what?
Christian nationalist.
Yes, and Christian nationalism definitely are not down with gays. And they span from imprisoning gays, banning gays from polite society, and all the way up to executing gays. I think if Peter Thiel's vision for America happened, we'd have a lot of dead gays. Don't worry, it would happen later.
About Islamists?
Oh my God, you're so witty! Oh man! It only relies on me having never met a Baptist in my life. I love when people think that they have some high ground. I grew up in the South. I know, and I grew up as a Christian. I know what we believed, and I know what we believe now. I literally, quote unquote, rose to fame as Mr. Pumpkin going to war with the NIFB. We did this whole fucking thing because they did a Make America Straight Again thing. They are famously led by a guy named Steven Anderson, who got up on stage and said, if I could press a button and kill every F slur in the country, I'd break my finger. I'd hit it so hard. This is America. Don't catch you slipping up.
God, I love that song.
Me too.
So, William, I am curious, do you, you used a word earlier, and I'm not entirely sure you knew what it meant. What does empirical mean?
Data. Hard data.
No.
No.
Empirical is an adjective you would add to data. You would talk about empirical data.
Otherwise, when I say empirical data, I would just be basically saying data.
I might.
Which, I mean, Tabernacle is a church, so I find it funny when I drive by a church that says Tabernacle Church of Christ, and I'm just like, you just said church.
Yeah. Dearest, there's a call to screen.
That's fair enough. I'll admit I was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sylvie points out chai tea. Chai literally means tea.
Yeah, that's...
But I want to say chai.
An idiotic one. Anyway, so you're saying that because one church leader who...
He's not a church leader.
I thoroughly love, William, you recognize you're now engaging in bad faith. You just took all of the nuance out of my argument. Because I only named one person, you are now claiming my argument is that there's only one. I didn't even mention Tommy McMurtry, who might be attracted to pumpkins.
I'm trying to clarify.
TommyMcMurtry.com still up, by the way. For those of you with the deep cuts who know what that is, go to TommyMcMurtry.com. Ari, go to TommyMcMurtry.com right now. I have to see your reaction. Murtry. MCMURTRY. McMurtry. MUR-tree. Try. TommyMcMurtry.com.
Okay, I definitely spelt that wrong. Try it again. Tommy.
Tommy.
Yep.
MC. MURTRY.com.
RY. Oh, okay. It's literally pumpkins. What?
It's a very sexy website for those people who might be sexually attracted to pumpkins. Tommy McMurtry was the specific preacher at that church whose parishioners they're not parishioners in baptism, but whose fans then started harassing me and stalking me in a very real way. But anyway, he declared that I was Mr. Pumpkin because, as he described it, I don't want to give this guy more, publicity when he had like 200 subscribers at the time and I had like 250,000. I don't want to give him more publicity, so I'll just call him Mr. Pumpkin. Back then I went by Mr. Atheist. Mr. Pumpkin, because a pumpkin's the biggest fruit on the planet. Oh God, I made thousands of dollars on the pumpkin merch, dude. Like, thank you so much for that. Anyway, the jackfruit is the biggest fruit on the planet, by the way. Anyway, William, yes, I'm saying that because only one person anywhere has ever been upset about gays, besides that whole Bible, that's what Peter Thiel would do if Christian Wait, William, are you a Christian nationalist? Not a Christian, not even a nationalist. Because I think a lot of people mistake what that is. Are you a Christian nationalist?
I don't. Not probably not in the same way that you would describe it.
In what way would you describe Christian nationalism? What way would you describe it?
Christian who happens to believe in nationalism.
No, it's not two separate concepts. A Christian nationalist is a person who believes that America is or should be a Christian country and that we should be putting into laws that are essentially moral guidelines based on they want the erasure of the separation of church and state and to establish Christianity as the church of the state and to mandate that we live our lives in Christian ways. Is that you?
I would say that would be more of an individual's choice. No.
Yeah, no shit. Degree. I believe in a secular government because I believe you should be able to be as Christian as you want at home. Jerk off to only Jesus porn or whatever Christians do now. Whatever your Christianity is, do it. Because I believe in the secular idea of separation of church and state. Secular separation is better for religious people. It's only better for religious people to be in a religious country if you are a member of the highest class, the upper classes of that religion. But as soon as you are not in that religion, or you are in the wrong version of the religion, or you aren't in the upper classes, you fucked.
I would agree with that. 100%.
Well, it's one of those things where the more you talk to MAGA people, I think it's like, it starts to creep in where they're like, shit, I don't think I'm a Democrat still, but am I not MAGA? Is there something else out there that maybe I am? And William, I feel like by the end of the year, you're going to realize you're a socialist.
I want to ask you something. What do you define as MAGA? Is it just supporting Donald Trump, or what is it?
At this point, if you voted for him the third time after the amount of information that is available, I would say you are still MAGA. The voting against your interest and against the interest of the country and continuing to fall for the clear scam artist that is Donald Trump, who doubled his net income while telling people he was losing money, doubled his net worth, rather, in his first term, and has now doubled it again in his first year of his second term.
Yeah,
that if you're still voting for that guy who has only ever served his interests over the interests of Americans, then you are in MAGA. Back in the first time around in 2016, I would have said there are conservatives and there are MAGA. Just voting for Trump doesn't make you MAGA. You could have just done it against Hillary or whatever. But no, now I would say to continue to support that man would make you MAGA.
Yeah. We're in this absolute sycophants.
So basically, just because we voted for the lesser of two evils.
Oh, God.
No, you didn't. You never voted. Trump was never the lesser. Trump was never the lesser of the two evils.
I only voted for Trump the first time because of the simple fact Hillary lied about the emails, and everybody knew she would not.
And Donald Trump lied about everything else in his life.
Yeah, including like Donald Trump emails.
Donald Trump lies when there is no stakes. In other words, when it would not
What about
hurt
Epstein?
him to tell the truth, Donald Trump still lies. What about Epstein? Donald Trump's best friend?
Sorry.
I said he's
He was
lying
not
about
best friends
Epstein
with him.
emails right now. Like, didn't he get so butthurt about Epstein emails being leaked, where it was asking about does Putin still have that picture of Trump blowing Bubba? Like, he got so butthurt and be like, those are fake. So we're now in email gate 2.0, except this time it's Trump.
By the way, his daughter, and since we're going to engage in whataboutisms, by the way, because we're talking about Trump, but we're going to engage in whataboutisms, his daughter, Ivanka and Jared, in the first term, literally did the same private server thing that Hillary did. 0 investigations, 0 prosecution. Nobody did shit about it.
Were they storing top?
Yes, on a private server. They were literally using Yes. Ivanka and Jared were doing White House business through a private server. Yes.
Oh, you mean like what Pete Hegseth also did?
Yeah, the Signal chat.
Signal
Boy, that thing's secure.
2.0.
That thing's secure. You're only fucking inviting. Can you imagine like how much work? Like we're like 2 weeks away from like, so we were going to strike Iran, but Pete Hegseth accidentally added the Ayatollah to the group chat.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Transferred a lot, like all of America's Bitcoin to him. But, you know, he thought that it was an opportunity that if he just fronted the taxes, he would inherit back more. Like, that's how stupid our country is. William, you're whataboutisming it. When it comes down to it, Trump versus Hillary sucks.
I did
not as bad. Trump
Hillary
versus
was
Biden,
terrible.
Biden sucks, not as bad. Trump versus Harris, Harris sucks, but not as bad as Trump.
Yeah, so like what was anything that those 3 candidates did that was worse than defrauding a children's cancer charity?
Trump was never charged on the charity, first of all.
Yes,
Second of all,
yes, he
Hillary
was.
Clinton fucked up
What?
Benghazi, lied about
Sorry,
it. Oh,
sorry,
no,
no, he was
You asked
literally
me-
no.
All right. No, you asked me a question.
I'll do it back to you. I'll
asked
do
me a
it back to
question.
you.
I've
It's no
allowed
problem.
you guys to speak over me
Sir, there's a
multiple
reason why
times.
no charity
All right.
can have Trump's
Here's-
name on
here's
it in the
where I'm
state of
going
New
to-
York. What, you're gonna do what?
We just
Cry
muted
while
you,
living
but-
your little fucking bubble.
Oh, did we both hit
Because-
mute at the
yeah,
same time?
we did. I got
William,
it.
you are lying. You're saying he never was found liable. I don't remember what word you used, but that basically that wasn't found to be true. Let Ari finish her point about literally what happened after he defrauded that child cancer center.
The attorney general took it to court. They found him liable for defrauding over $400,000 from a children's cancer charity that was under his name. And now no singular charity ever in existence can have the Trump name on it in the state of New York because he defrauded them. And
He was
took the
also,
money.
he was literally found, I just checked, civilly liable. But I feel like you're going to be in that camp too, who is like, civilly liable doesn't mean he raped that girl. Just because he was found civilly liable of raping her doesn't mean he did. He wasn't found criminally. All right, here's your unmute. This is your last point before we move on. We've messed you up too
But
long.
civil is completely different from criminally.
Great.
Civilly is
He's-
basically where you say something, I said you said something else.
No, it
Or
isn't.
I accuse you of something.
No, it
but
isn't.
you are
Jesus
not
Christ.
found
There is
criminally.
still a jury involved, and you still have to meet a burden of proof.
And also, like, to be clear, I don't know if you realize this, William, but every single rape case in existence is literally a he said, she said type of matchup. Because
He was never criminally found guilty, first of all. Second of all, why is it? It is known that the individual that accused Trump of rape, her name.
Okay, so we are jumping to there. No, William, I just don't care. I don't care. The history of Donald Trump being inappropriate with women, cheating on every wife he ever had, bragging about walking into locker rooms, and also the sheer number of women who have said he sexually assaulted them, the fact that he found civilly liable, and you want to sit here and go, well, that billionaire never was found criminally liable. And you want to sit there and pretend this is the guy you want at the head of as a Christian, that he's the better option of the people. I just don't care. There's no getting through to you. You've lost on every point so far. I don't care to spend 20 more minutes for you to lose on this point as well. Call back another day. We're moving on.
Yeah,
I just don't care.
Couldn't even tell me what any of those three candidates did that was worse than defrauding children cancer.
He wanted to jump real far away from that into the rape one because he feels like, well, now I'm just going to try to appeal to the audience who doesn't like Eugene Carroll.
He heard you say civilly liable and he's like, oh, he must only be talking about Eugene Carroll. Like, no, he was found civilly liable of defrauding the cancer charity. Right. Like, bro, that's what he was ordered. He literally had to pay
$2 million and his foundation was dissolved from it. And that's just one of the times. One of the times he did it. He also bought from his own charity auction a painting of himself that he got to write off because he claimed it was. And then I want to say that he didn't actually pay the bill either. So the funds never went anywhere. Like, the guy's taking write-offs. The guy is so fucking corrupt and you apparently don't care. Like, the things that we brought up that we never mentioned, he never mentioned. It doesn't bother you he's doubled his net worth in his first year in office? A billionaire doubled their net, and they always go, they all do it. No, they don't. They do speaking engagements and book tours after the fact. They don't do it while they're in office. You absolute idiots.
Yeah, it's insanely mind-boggling and mind-numbing.
Nathan in Utah, you're on the line with Jimmy and Ari. How are you? Nathan?
I'm good.
Oh, you forgot that you told our screener Billy like we wouldn't know you were Nathan? See, I expected you to go, who's Nathan? I'm Billy.
Can I ask him a question real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I just went along with it, sir, since I heard the beep.
Sure, whatever, Nathan. Hey, Nathan, can you tell me what continent Mexico is a part of yet?
North America.
Oh, did you finally Google that?
Nathan calls your show too?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. He did, and he said that Mexico was a part of South America. But I blocked your number.
That was pretty.
Yeah, because I figured you didn't understand what consent was.
Don't worry, Nathan.
Yeah, I mean,
you're going to be disappointed again soon.
Like we're about to do now.
What are we about to do now?
I just wanted to point out. Are you
going to make your first good point ever?
Oh, no, I'm just ready to give intellectual work, so we can start.
You sure about that? Wait, for the first time?
It would be a first.
Okay, sir.
Can you put it to song, though?
Yeah, I'd rather not indulge in childish shenanigans and have a civil debate.
I'd rather engage in childish shenanigans.
Okay, sir. Can we go on with the debate?
I don't know. Can we? I think you meant may we. Can you go to the bathroom? That would be a question for your urologist. May I go to the bathroom? That's the question you would ask me.
Okay. May we have this debate?
Probably not.
My English is not up to par, sir, but I would like to continue.
What language? What is your first language? Billy, what's your first language?
I'm sorry. It's English, but I speak Ebonics from time to
Give,
time.
said the little stream. Wait, your English is not up to par, but it's your first language? You think you should be calling a debate show?
Yes, absolutely. I would still like to give you that intellectual work. I'm a MAGA supporter, by the way, and I want to defend.
Oh, I know.
My talking.
All right, hang on. I just want to. I'm a MAGA supporter. English is my first language, but I don't speak it good. I'm a MAGA supporter. I don't like anybody not white in my neighborhood. I'm a MAGA supporter. Don't come near me if you're queer or gay. I'm a MAGA supporter. I'm running for president of your HOA. All right, go ahead, Billy.
Yes, I would like to explain why I think he's making America great again. So, despite the longest government shutdown, his tariff wars.
What's a tariff?
Can you please turn off the background music?
Nah.
Thank you.
No, I can't. Fuck you in your fucking face. No, I can't. It's my show and I'll do what I want. No, I can't. You have no rights here. No freedom of speech, but I will turn you queer. Now go on with your shit and next time you complain, I will have another song for you.
Okay. So I'm a live and let live guy.
Yeah.
So I respect your YMCA activities. Just on bring it within 6 feet distance.
I'm gonna be gay 5 feet from you.
I'm
gonna be gay. There's nothing that you can do. Well, I'm gonna be gay all in your face, and you will feel titillated. I'm gonna be gay, it's not complicated. But my balls are sophisticated.
Are you done now?
No.
So for the 20
Definitely not.
Board of Peace. Okay, sir, I try to be very respectful.
A Board of Peace is a
thoughts
scam.
from this type of debate.
Do you have an instrument? Go get it.
I wish I did. I don't. I just got me.
Unfortunately, they haven't
Board
sent
of
you guys
Peace
to
is a
an island
scam.
where you can
Why
congregate
does
with
it
each
cost
other.
$1 billion to be on the Board of Peace, Billy?
So normal people have to tolerate your lifestyle. So I want to address
I don't
the
want
20
normal
point,
people to tolerate my lifestyle. I want them to bend on over for me. Being a normal person is so fucking boring, Billy. Maybe you should try being gay just for 16 minutes and you'll finally be happy.
No, sir.
Happy.
Are you gay, Billy?
Okay. I don't like men or women. Does that answer your question?
Oh, sorry. I asked, are you
I'm
gay?
not a heterosexual.
Not what is your
or
orientation based on
YMCA
who likes you?
Activities.
Oh, so you're a part of the LGBTQI plus. Welcome in. I appreciate that.
Oh no, he's not asexual.
No,
he doesn't
I'm
like
not,
women because
I'm
women
not
don't like
part
him.
of LGBTQXYZ 1, 2, 3 ABC. Can't you see? Or whatever.
You don't want songs, but you're out here
Other
dropping bars?
mathematical
Billy.
equations you want to involve. Okay, so can we please get to substance here?
You like that,
really
so that would
doubt
be
it.
impossible.
Before I really express my views on how YMCA people should be treated, but I want to subtract emotions
How should we be
out of
treated?
this. I'm sorry?
How should we be treated, the YMCAs?
Have you ever
What are the
seen
courts of
ornaments on a
YMCA?
Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I would like to get back to substance. Now, for
Substance
the
is what you lack.
I'm Billy.
Sure.
listen to me. I just said hang gays from a tree. I'm Billy, listen to me. Why won't anyone listen to me? I pretend that it's my choice that my penis is dry. None of my friends will talk to me, and I do not know why. I said kill the gays.
So now you're insinuating.
Kill the gays. I don't understand why my friends hate me. Kill the gays. I'm Billy. Kill the gays. I'm so silly. What's up, silly Billy? Hey, Billy, fuck off in all the fucking ways that one can fuck off. I'd say go and shove that up your ass, but I'm positive that you keep like shoes and shit up there. And you've now earned your own band. Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy. Billy. There's nothing that could happen to you that would make me sad. Fuck you in your fucking face. What am I the one who? Oh, am I the one who? I know. The childish shenanigans was the childish shenanigans when you said hang gay people. Go fuck yourself.
You're the one who started the one.
Oops, you got banned. Oh, no. Not a ban. All right, well, that was music time for tonight. We're going to get back to the real calls.
He just, I don't understand why he talks so slow. And I just mean like the speed of which he talks.
Sir, drawn out.
My
English isn't very good, but it is my first language.
That was so weird. Oh my gosh.
What's TikTok chat thinking? Are they all like?
I mean, they loved it. I did have
Jimmy,
to mute the HANG, the GAYS just in case, because I was like,
GIY or what? GFYS is fine, and GFYJ you should know is fine. Those are inside jokes here. It means go fuck yourself, Jimmy. I don't remember what the S is, but that's a joke. It's like that's actually how people who like me say they like me, because I'm very uncomfortable with compliments. So we started this whole go fuck yourself, Jimmy, as a way that they can be nice to me.
You know what's funny is I actually bought cards that are a version of go fish, but instead of go fish, it's go fuck yourself.
I like that very much.
Yeah, we haven't played them yet because they just got here like last week.
Marvin, you are on the line with Jimmy and Ari. I literally had to look at my name on the screen. I couldn't remember it for a second. I'm too elated from the music time. Marvin, you've called in to say that abortion is moral. You don't have a problem with abortion, but you believe that basically the equivalent of an abortion for men would essentially be abandoning the child, and you think that men should have the right to do so.
Yeah, with some nuance. But I also think that my opinion on this is very shaky, and I could probably be convinced otherwise. I need to understand it properly.
It's actually really bad. It's really bad. And I'm going to let Ari take most of the abortion call because that's optically correct to do. You already have the same right that they have when it comes to abortion. But the right is not, the equivalent to right to abortion isn't, I should now no longer have to be liable for a kid. Because signing away parental rights is a thing that already exists. But saying like you need some equivalent for abortion is not a thing. You also have the right to an abortion. If ever there is a baby in your butt, you can abort it, period. And that's where babies come from. All babies are from the butt.
That part I totally understand.
Okay.
So I was listening to Forrest Valkai and...
Oh, he's smart.
Oh, no. I watched a few of his videos, so I remember his name. But there was a co-host with him that was a woman. She made a really articulate and great argument for why women should be... why abortion is right for women. And I think it's both ethical and moral that they have that right. From conception up until birth. But my confusion is why, if that right is afforded to women, then if a man is not allowed that right, that means that the right to women comes solely from biological risk.
Men are allowed that right. I just explained this to you. If you get pregnant, you have the same right. The equivalent right is, this is the dumbest thing, Marvin, you might be fine, but this is the dumbest thing that guys think exists, is that because my body is incapable of creating a baby, I need a participation right. I need an equal right at the same level as abortion. If you want to talk about a parent's right to give away their parental rights, fine. That is separate from abortion. If you should ever need an abortion, you have the right to an abortion. Just because you won't need one doesn't mean you need a participation right. Something like, well, they get to make more choices than I do. The discussion about parents giving away their paternity rights is not a part of the abortion discussion, period.
Yeah, and you have that choice. It's called a vasectomy.
Sure. But I don't think that equating that to a woman having her tubes tied is the same. Because the mapping just does not exist. I totally get what Jimmy was saying, that a male cannot get pregnant. And so the whole discussion about abortion for men doesn't quite work. What I'm confused about is a paper abortion, which is the idea that from conception to birth, a man should be able to say before birth happens, look, I don't want to have anything to do with the kid if it's born or not. I don't want to be able to be compelled to pay child support or anything like that. And I'm not sure that the opinion right now is that that's true. Most people that I talk to say that if a child is born, then the father should have to pay. And while I agree that that's in the best interest of the child, I'm not sure then that the rights of men and women when it comes to parenting are equal.
So you actually said an interesting word there, but I do want to
I already
try to
him. That's what's bugging me.
Yeah, you did.
Go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
Maybe we'll try it in a different route. What is the alternative to? What does abortion for women give them an alternative to?
So this goes back to the conversation that Forrest and his host were having. And I think the most compelling argument I've heard was there, which is that biological risk to a woman means that a woman should be allowed that bodily autonomy. They should be able to say, I don't want to be exposed to all these risks associated with pregnancy. And so I am rescinding my resources of gestation to this fetus. And they should just be able to say, I don't want to be pregnant anymore. Fetus stops. And that takes away all those biological risks.
So an abortion is
argument
offering...
doesn't even matter.
So just to be clear, you are saying, just with more words, that an abortion is offering women an alternative to being pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. How does a man obtain an alternative to being pregnant?
They can't. That argument doesn't apply.
Correct.
But through that choice,
I don't get how he said he understood what I was saying earlier, and he's still going with the same thing. He still wants a makeup abortion. Men, Marvin, I'm sorry. I just don't care. Because I'm like, you're not listening. You're not listening.
No,
you're not listening. Men, if you're listening right now, if the child is born, you and the mother have very similar rights. Only the mother has rights over whether the child is born, because only the mother will be subjected to pregnancy. The father will not be. Pregnancy is not a privilege. In fact, pregnancy sucks. So if they are born, just like the mother cannot put up the child for adoption without consulting the father, nor can the father essentially leave the child open for adoption, despite the fact that many men have abandoned their children in this way, have abandoned the court decisions, haven't gone to prison for it, and we see them trying to get around it all the time anyway. Once the child is born, there is similar consideration, and generally it is going to be a judge who determines who is responsible for that kid. If someone doesn't want to be there, yes, it's a sucky situation, but as far as the wanting to be there, none of that is affected by the abortion argument. Once the child is born, if you want to talk about how the rights differ, fine. If there's an injustice there, fine. If it's an unfortunate injustice that we just have to put up with because it's what's better for society, whether you think that's good or bad, we can have that discussion. If you fucking say abortion again, I'm going to shove a pen up my nose because it has fucking nothing to do with the difference in rights after a child is born. Just because men admire women get another level of eliminating their support, literally not taking into consideration the pregnancy. Like, you know what? Fine. Let's do it. Let's give men that, but they have to go through the biological experience of a pregnancy. We'll simulate it. And if you want to give it away, you have to at least match whatever the mother did before you can. And if it's a born child, you have to do 9 months of it. Like, they aren't fucking related issues. The baby is born. Abortion has nothing to do with it. And just because you wish you had the option to abort it without being the host body doesn't mean you do get you don't. You just don't. They're different. They're fucking different issues.
I mean, first thing I'd like to say is it kind of feels like you're angry at me. And I feel like there's no need to be, because I want to be on your side.
I put the pen in
most
place.
of my politics are.
Then stop saying you understood, and then go right back to the old argument. If you want to bring up the difference, once a child is born between the rights, we can talk about that. But if you say abortion, then you did not understand what I said, or you need to explain why it's wrong.
The system, sure. But I feel like I'm going to get interrupted again, so I want to follow my thoughts. But that's what I signed up for. I heard the previous conversations. You have a great singing voice.
Wait. You heard the last conversation, the guy who's called in before, and you feel like that's like a dig, look how much you interrupted like the guy who said, hang the gays?
I was talking about the guy before that.
The guy that just kept going, whoa, every time we would start talking to answer
in fairness,
questions.
we got interrupted a lot too.
Yeah, he did interrupt a lot. But I mean, just from the way you handled him, that's what I was. And never mind. Okay, so the system that occurs after birth is roughly equivalent, is what you were telling me. I'm not entirely sure that that's true, but I'm willing to accept
what country
that
are you in?
Because I don't understand it enough. Right now I'm in Hungary, but I was raised in the North Atlantic.
So what country are you going to be living in?
Hungary.
Then why the fuck do I care? Why are we talking about go petition the change of Hungarian politics? If in Hungary they're saying that when a child is born, the woman can fully abandon it whenever and force the guy to take it, or whatever the weird thing is you think is happening, go affect change there.
So the reason I'm on this, why I went to this call, is A, because I really liked that conversation that I saw with Forrest. And
Forrest.
B, because I'm here for med school, and once I graduate, I'll likely be practicing in North America.
What kind of medical school?
It's a medical school in Hungary. My first degree was in engineering.
What specialty?
And I'm in medical school. I'm not in residency
What
yet.
specialty are you going to go into? You don't have a plan already?
No, because it's a 6-year program.
Oh, you're just feeling it out?
Yeah, I'm trying to make
What do you think you're going to go to?
Maybe clinical genetics. I find that very interesting. I also find rheumatology really interesting, and immunology.
Cool.
Okay, so what I was saying about the system that occurs after birth, your argument was that
after birth,
the rights in that system are roughly the same for both men and women. And
in the majority of the United States of America, there are states that allow both men or women to sign away their parental rights. Some even allow them to sign away an obligation requiring them to pay child support. But to be clear, when a child is born, that is an alternative to parenting.
Okay.
Which everybody has the option to do. It's called adoption.
So that choice is a prerequisite that choice has a prerequisite that the child exists, and that the child is related to the mother and the father.
Nope. Proving familial relation is not required to end your parental rights.
Okay. That's new to me. I thought a paternity test could absolve you of that, but never mind. But it's still the other part of the prerequisite I think matters, is that the child exists. And if we accept that that is the prerequisite, then the mother has one more choice that they can make that a man cannot make, that goes towards the alternative to parenting.
Which is what? What is the choice
Abortion.
a woman can make that a man can't?
I don't want you to shove a pen up your nose.
Oh my fucking God. No, you're done, Marvin. Abortion is not the fucking, it doesn't, you don't, okay, no, you're not done. I won't hang up on you, Marvin. No, you don't. The woman does not have an additional right. You still have the right. So a woman who can't get pregnant still has the right to an abortion if she was pregnant. And you're like that woman. Not as a dig. I realized how that sounded because of my tone. Anyone has a right to an abortion if a body is subsisting off of it, period. Only some individuals will utilize that right because many people will choose to never get pregnant. And there is no evening that has to happen. In fact, it would be fine. As long as everything was still equitable, it would be fine if literally we did have to create rights for some people. In fact, one would argue we should have medical rights that only affect people who are disabled. But it would be somebody, everybody gets it, but until you are an amputee, you don't actually have the right to the, like you actually do. You should, everyone should have a right to prosthesis. But until you are an amputee, you won't get
on board
a prosthesis.
That what I need to go do is I need to fully understand the clean line between the rights around abortion and the rights around parenting and how those differ on gender basis.
And you need to drop this idea that it's unfair if somebody has a right that you'll never have the option to utilize.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I totally get. I mean, that's
But you just brought it up again. You told me you got that 15 minutes ago, and you just brought it up again.
The exercising of that right affects the other right. What I'm saying is the two are coupled. And what you're telling me is that they are not coupled.
They can affect the other one because they aren't intrinsically coupled, because there are people, for example, if a woman has a right to an abortion but doesn't utilize it, it wouldn't be coupled. It literally is only the ending of the pregnancy. Otherwise, it's just going through what you would expect to go through. So just like you're saying, they have the right to end it. Do they also have a right to continue it? Or is it just a continuation? And what makeup do we need to do for you who doesn't have a right to continue a pregnancy? What makeup right do you need to equal it out that she gets a right to continue a pregnancy and you don't have a right to continue? She has a right to end it. She has a right to continue it. Now you're down 2 rights. How do we even your score?
I think flipping it for me did help.
Thank you.
Okay.
The right to continue. But that's another part of my confusion, is exercising that right to continue and not carry the pregnancy to term means that the rights of the father become engaged. The rights with parenting become engaged. And so, like, maybe it's just a thing, and that's something that I just have to reason about as being normal.
If ever somebody steals your DNA and clones somebody, I'm all for you never having those rights engaged. You should be able to deny. I'm anti-clone. Don't worry about it. I got your back. No clones. Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Think about that. Because the whole idea was then there wouldn't be like a pregnancy that you participated in the creation of, and that's what's tying you to. You would have a DNA individual that you would bear a legal responsibility to. But in that scenario, I would say you don't. You didn't participate in the creation. It is unfortunate. Honestly, we should live in a society where parents who don't want to be parents don't end up having to be parents, but we don't have a society that is good enough to make sure that that always happens. And to tell you the truth, I would rather inconvenience you than add one more child to the adoption system. And that's not even where the rights are. That's just where I am with it. If I get somebody pregnant and we can't come to the agreement that that child should be put up for adoption, or they don't decide to abort it, because it's not up to me, even if they ask me my opinion, I'd probably say let's abort. I'm not trying to have a child. And yet I would accept that that's just the case. There's lots of things that happen in the world that I wish didn't happen to me. And having a child is similar to working for Verizon in the level of this is not what I wanted to do with my life. All right, Marvin, think about that whole thing, the turning it over. You don't need makeup rights. Let's call back, or please call Forrest. If you're going to keep bringing up how great Forrest is, I'm just going to get jealous, so just call him anyway.
Yeah, just give him a ring.
What? You're great, too. Yeah. I liked your singing voice. I'm sorry if I brought it up too much.
Thanks, Marvin. Right. No, it's fine.
Thank you for being patient with me.
We have an on-air rivalry. It's rooted in sarcasm and an actual deep hatred for each other. All right, thanks, Marvin.
Okay. GFYJS.
Thanks, bud. How much time do you have left?
Not much. So not enough for not enough for whatever Ross wants to talk about.
Great. Let's do this quick. I'm gonna quick take line 8. It'll be very fast. I'll let you go and I'll talk to just Ross.
I actually wanted to do that for a second. Okay.
That's great.
Let's see if he connects. Cortez, you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, Cortez. Yeah. Go ahead and make your point. I'm going to give you 5 minutes uninterrupted.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My point.
Yeah, we're kidding. I don't care.
I dropped. I dropped. And I made him wait on hold that whole time. Everybody say goodbye to Ari. You're welcome to end your TikTok live. You don't have to trust me with that by myself or anything. Bye, TikTok. I hate it over there. We probably wouldn't get along.
Yeah, bye guys. Thank you guys for being over on TikTok. TikTok is a different beast for sure.
I hate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Sorry I won't be able to see all the super chats, but I do gotta go ahead and end and get some sleep. Isn't that a concept?
Hi, Cortez.
It's hilarious. He just keeps calling back.
Last time apparently said your host is scared to talk to a real man.
Real man.
Real man.
No, I'll just keep booting you like broski. All right, man. You guys have a good night. Thanks for being here, guys.
Bye, Ari. Bye. Go ahead and put me up a solo window. No banner necessary. I won't need it for this next one, I don't think. Just kill this little thingy here. Ross in Minnesota. Ross, you are on the line with Jimmy and just Jimmy. What's up?
Hey, Jimmy. First off, I've only had a couple hours of listening to your show, so don't have a ton of background on you.
But you are calling to ask me why I don't do my show differently. I do want to point that out, that you're calling in with the presumption that you know how things usually go. But that's fine. Go ahead.
That I am not. No.
From what you told our screener, go ahead.
So I will say that some of the callers seemed at times to be the adult in the room, and that's okay. I'm just
which caller do you think was the adult in the room specifically?
So during this, okay. Now, first off, I'll say that what they said was blatantly just completely wrong, but. During the singing, I do have to admire his patience.
Okay, so to be clear, Ross, you haven't listened, you've heard a couple hours. You heard the intro where we address that this is a caller who lied to get on the air, changed his name, thinks we wouldn't figure it out. You heard Ari address that he said such bigoted things that she actually banned him from calling her channel. And you have a problem that the guy who would finally let out that he hopes gay people are hung from trees was mocked to his face with music, and you wish I would have been more of an adult about it. That's correct, right, Ross?
That is not correct. So I did miss part of that intro.
Okay.
But
got it. Let's do this, Ross. Let's give the rules. How many do you let's make the rules of how the show would be good. What would be rule number 1 that you think I should follow?
So my large question specifically is with the polarized society that we live in. And first off, again, I want to acknowledge and appreciate the fact that you're individual talent and you're out there speaking, because we do need more people on the left that are actually addressing this stuff. But with how much of a polarized society we live in, where do you essentially, wrestle with how much do we try to educate these individuals versus just continue to create that divide?
How many conversations have you had, Ross, trying to change the minds of people who are MAGA?
Oh, too many. Far too
many. How'd they go? What percentage of them succeeded?
You're not going to change your mind, but the goal is, I think, to give some influence and to reduce the temperature, because I don't know about you, but I get really bothered by the fact that the Epstein class has pitted the left and the right and essentially the people against each other. And sometimes I feel like we're doing their work for them.
Sure.
So I think...
Can I give a little summary back of what just happened though, Ross? You just said you've had tons of these conversations, tons, and you're not going to change their mind. My inbox is filled at this point.
Yeah.
My inbox is at this point filled with thousands of emails of people who say something along the lines of, "You changed my mind." Are most of them the callers? No. Are some of them the callers? Yes. Does this show change people's minds? Well, that's a hard question because that shouldn't be the case, but it definitely participates in the journey. Only people can change their minds. I'm not changing anyone's mind. So it far more has to do with the honesty that a person engages with in the content. Now, here's the deal. You might, if you had done the exercise with me and listed out the rules of what a good show would follow, I might even agree with you. I might even tell you that sounds like a great show. And then you know what I would tell you? I'm a petty ass bitch. You go do that show. Because I'm a fucking queer man employing trans people, employing people of color, having discussions in a Christian nationalist country about the way they want us all at best unemployed and at worst dead. Sorry, bro. I'm going to handle it my way. But you should go make that better show. But you know what might happen? You might start that channel. You might make those conversations. I might see you having those great conversations, and I might message you if I can hire you. Because that's literally what happens at this channel and over on the line. But I will tell you, Ross, this is the nicest version I've ever given someone who's called into tone police. You deal with fascism in your way, and I'll deal with mine. And until you have some numbers you can put up to show that your way changes minds more, before you even found out what my motivation is. Why do you assume my motivation to debate a caller is to actually change the mind of the caller? Because guess what? The caller's not trying to change my mind either. We're both talking to an audience who we are hoping are in a more receptive place, and we are showing. And I am fine if the fact that I employ so many good debaters that by the time you get to my shows, you get, by the way, this is how you should treat bigoted assholes. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the fact that a lot of calls, especially on this channel, are with bigots. And when somebody engages seriously, politely, and on the level, they get that energy back. But I literally spent this last weekend debating whether or not that murder was totes cool or not. Bro, I got a song or two.
I'm in Minneapolis, man. I get it. Trust me. And I don't know the answer. I do firmly believe in the intolerance of intolerance. Like you cannot tolerate that. So it's a very difficult balance. I just, like I said, appreciate what you do. It's just, it's an ongoing battle, as you know. So I appreciate it.
Somebody put a joke super chat in, and for a second I thought I thought they were serious. I was like, wait, what is the Ross show? But it was a joke. They were roasting you a little bit.
But
it's all good, Ross. I thought you were engaging in good faith, so I didn't give you the heat. But man, I'm tired of being literally like right now. The discussions people are calling in is asking if it's gotten far enough that violence is warranted. And even if it was, I wouldn't be allowed to answer that. But that's the discussions people are actually having. And then people are like, was that song mean? I just can't do it, you know?
Yeah, no. And just to give you a quick example, the whole ACAB movement, and again, how much reform we've definitely needed. And it's how do you balance those discussions? And it's, again, I don't have the answers. I just know it's a big problem, and it's how do we get to that goal is all. So, yeah, not a criticism.
Don't try to middle ground.
But I appreciate you.
Yeah, my answer would be if somebody calls you that you know wants to see the gays dead, take that opportunity if you have an audience to provide catharsis for them and a sense of relief instead of letting that call end with dread and because you realize that's the alternative, Ross. I could have done that call the way that guy wanted and everybody would have felt terrible. They would have seen me win, like the debate element of it, and walked away from that absolutely anxious that dude votes. And instead, I made that little dude my bitch and made him walk away clearly the butt of a joke and make him feel ashamed. He's still going to vote
and have the movement. So yeah.
Oh no, my channel doesn't grow. Are you kidding me? My channel is stagnant. I got who I got, and that's who I got. Anyway, thank you, Ross. I appreciate that you want your motivations are good, even if that annoyed the fuck out of me. Thanks, Ross.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. I do want to just one more as the outro. Hang on, I gotta turn my guitar back on. I can't remember what chords they were though. That's what it was. Oh, but I don't think you've got me. All right, people. You guys will remember this little ditty. Please sing along. I'm just trying to have a real conversation. Ah! Oh, sorry, I got the chords wrong. I'm just trying to have a real conversation.